Well, hey, everybody. It's the Bob. That's Kate. I didn't mean to do it. I meant to do this one. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Fistivities. Karyn Bryant, KB with you. Going to put on a little background music that I swear to gosh, darn it, I will not forget to turn off in a couple moments, but I'm going to start with it on. Anyway, hi, how are ya? Welcome to Fistivities episode 73. Renato Laranja and I will be with you, and we got a lot to talk about. So I'm not gonna lie, and I think that was Renato just texting me, which is why just a second ago I was like, Jeff sent a message to me at like 5 minutes before the hour saying, "Can we reschedule?" So I said, well, I guess, but I said, even if you have only 15 minutes or something, we can make it work. So I sent that to him 4 minutes ago. I don't know if he'll respond. I don't know. So that's a bummer. And so hopefully we'll see. We'll see if he writes me back here. And we'll see what's going on. Hopefully it's not like that he's, doing somebody else's podcast and they said they can't do anybody else's before it type thing, which would be pretty ridiculous. I don't know that would be the case. I don't think it would be the case. I hope that's not the case. But hello, Crockett, KB, what up? What up, Daedalus? What up? Good evening to you. It was an excellent performance from Jeff. It really was. That's why we want to have him on to talk about it, because it was pretty amazing. Staub saying he loved me on the Be Real podcast, saying you're stoned. I'm surprised seeing you smoke up. Yes, this afternoon I was on the hey, what up, Mystic Black and I mate earlier today. I was over on Be Real's podcast on Dr. Greenthumb, which was really cool. Hung out with Be Real and the guys for a couple of hours and talked about a bunch of stuff, fight stuff, and then just a bunch of other stuff, like ridiculous stuff in, the news or whatever. And it was fun to catch up with him. I haven't seen him in a really long time. We used to know each other back in the day when I worked for MTV and stuff. And I haven't seen him in a really long time. Like, we've talked on social media and stuff like that and, texted or whatever. But I hadn't actually just hung out with him for a while. And so that was really cool. It was great catching up. Really good. Really good. We had a really good time. So, thank you for bringing that up. I was going to put a link to it here. I have the link because it was just over on YouTube here and then also on Twitch, which reminds me of another thing. Hold that thought, KB. So right here is, I'm going to write KB, let's see, with Be Real. My typing is so lame. Okay, so that's KB with Be Real. Just put that there. So that's over on his show, which was really fun. Really, really, really fun. No, I didn't do the smoke box, Franklin. I saw the car though. I took some pictures and I'll probably post a couple reels because I was like, bro, look at that car. No, I did the Dr. Greenthumb podcast, when we were all just kind of sitting around the table. What was that? Oh, my phone fell. We were all just kind of sitting around the table kicking it. But it was really fun. I thought it was really fun. And then there were some other people there that were like, oh yeah, that was like really entertaining. That was a really good conversation and stuff. So I think that the people that were there were enjoying it, and hopefully people are enjoying it. Hey, what up, 808 B-Dub? Sending a lot of love and aloha from Hawaii. So we I guess it remains to be seen here what is going to happen on the show. Regardless, who's that comedian that has that? Who says that? I want to say he's a Hispanic guy, and he's like, regardless, and he's always talking about things like he has like one guy or one uncle or one friend that always says it, and then like says it wrong or says like irregardless or something like that. I don't know. I could be totally making that up. But anyway. So yeah, that was this afternoon. And it was really fun. So check it out. Check it out. Check it out. And yeah. So what else? What else? So this is episode 73. There's a lot of shows for you guys to catch up. And in fact, Jeff was on our show before. He was on episode 47. So if you've never seen that, I forgot. I've been a little lax. I should put up his old episode when he was on before too. Yeah, Hurricane. I was, uploading older episodes of the podcast to the audio because we have all of these available. Not all of them. All the newer ones, all the ones that we've done for the last, few months, I immediately put up on audio. So we've had them on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Stitcher, and on Amazon Music. So you can find us there. So there's a lot of episodes there. But I have been going back and I need to upload more of the back catalog. And I had been doing that for a while and then I forgot. That's on me. So now I think I will remember because, yeah, I could go back and put up the first time that Jeff was with us as well because that was pretty cool. I think it was before he was going to fight Neil Magny or something like that. Yeah. Oh, Randy saying you loved it. I'll have to go back on Be Real. Yeah. He said I'm welcome anytime. So I guess I passed the cool test like I had any worries. Let me come on. Who doesn't want to hang out with me? Yeah, maybe I am still a little bit. Anyway, I really did have a good time with him. And yeah. Oh, what's so cool? What's so cool? And it's interesting to me, a lot of time I talk to fighters about this too. When fighters are hanging around somebody that they really admired, or not even necessarily if they're fighting them, although that can be one of the things. But even if they're hanging around them, I know sometimes the guys would get that way. Like I know initially, and still he still does. Chiesa still does love Rashad and kind of always look to him for advice and stuff like that. But the advice I've seen people even this past weekend, or the past weekend before when Sugar and I were working and we were in the lobby and talking to somebody who was on the fight card and the look in this guy's eyes, just as he was talking to Rashad, just like, oh my God, this Hall of Famer, this champion who knows so much about how to do this whole thing. It was really interesting to watch Rashad give him advice and all this stuff. Anyway, Be Real was talking about, because we were talking about Prophets of Rage, and we're talking about him and the fact that he's got Chuck D on stage with him. And it was so cool to hear him talk about, how excited he was every time he would look over to his right, like, holy crap, Chuck D on stage with me, which I think is amazing. And it's just a really cool feel. It's I thought that was a really cool story to hear how much admiration he had for, his bandmate and just how psyched he was to go out on the road with him and how much fun that was for him every night. Because I think it really translated. I don't know if any of you saw Prophets of Rage. I did. They were amazing. And so knowing that he was feeling that energy on stage makes a lot of sense because it really translated. Those shows were ridiculous. They were so good. Oh my God. Sorry, I am quite thirsty. I am quite thirsty. I want to make sure that I see you guys' comments. Oh, well, thank you, Ray Rodriguez, rewarding me with the sexiest UFC anchor award. Thank you so much. And stuff that I see what I don't know, maybe it's possible. It's possible. Joseph Bellotti saying, as a fan of both you guys, how excited are you finally getting to see Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic, the 2023 two future UFC Hall of Famers? 100%. And in fact, we were talking about that. I was talking about that over there with Be Real, because we were just saying, Stipe is the GOAT heavyweight. And so it's going to be really interesting to see those two fight each other. That's going to be really, really exciting, really crazy exciting. So yeah, as a fan of both for sure, because, Stipe's beating everybody. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's exciting. It's exciting. But how about Alexa, huh? We can actually have, while we're talking about this. Oh, I forgot. I may have forgotten to make the hit listening today. I'm sorry. But we will talk about the fights from this past weekend, and we will talk about the fights this coming weekend. Did I do that too? Oh, I don't know if I have. I think I do. Let me double check here what I've got here. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I've got footage from this past weekend, and I've got a Cheaty's choice for Jan versus Marab. That's this weekend. And Cheaty did have a couple of rare misses last week. I believe he's now 17-7 or so. He went with Shevchenko, and I think a lot of people really did think, I mean, look, honestly, right? That was kind of the going thought. Like, why wouldn't you think that Alexa Grasso was going to win that fight? Like, why wouldn't you think that, right? Just the way that she has been done, and in so many of her other fights, and with so many defenses, like, why wouldn't you think that she would win, right? I know Tyler Santos gave her a really good fight. And, some people, I guess, were trying to say that they didn't think Valentina won that fight. But this one, there's no denying. There's no denying. Alexa choked her out. And then when you have seen, I'm sure you guys have, I don't know if I have it here though, the pictures or the footage of Valentina's chin when Alexa let go the grip, and it's wild, like the discoloration, the amount of redness that the choke created, and a line of like just white, wild. It was wild. So congratulations to Alexa Grasso on a win that a lot of people, I think, we're very surprised by, and it's exciting now. And you think of that the champions that we have from Mexico, it's pretty exciting. So we got Brandon Moreno, and we've got Alexa Grasso and Yair Rodriguez. So we're like, necesitamos un evento en Mexico. We need that soon. That would be fun. I would like to go back to Mexico. I've been to Mexico City. Right? Mexico City is not the only place for work. That's the only place I've been. And then otherwise, I've been there a few times for vacation, and I love it. Beautiful place, Mexico. I don't know actually if this man is allowed back in the country. I have a feeling he may have run into some trouble with the law. It would not surprise me. With that said, though, he is a 27-time world jiu-jitsu champion. The ladies love him. The guys want to be just like him. Please welcome Mr. Renato Laranja.
My public, my adoring public, God, are you?
How are you?
God, you look at me. I'm recovering. I'm in recovery from my Joao. Oh, God.
Right.
My Joao injury. It haven't gotten worse. And you was just talking about Mexico. Where would I take you to Mexico when we go on a romantic adventure?
Well, I like this sort of Playa del Carmen vibe, the Isla. I've never been to Isla de Mujeres, but isn't that around there? Like that kind of.
That's
You
where
fly into
lesbians
Cancun,
was
but then
made.
you drive like 30 minutes away from there. Do you know what I mean?
I'll drive you 30 minutes away from Tijuana, Karyn. Oh, porra. I like to save money. I like to save money when I take you there.
Oh, we're just gonna go down there and buy some chiclets, and they'll be like lovers,
Yeah.
honeymooners.
Here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, Karyn, I'm gonna buy you those cheap flowers. That's on like that on the freeway kind of same shit. And then I'm gonna get you some trinket and stuff like that. I'm gonna
Look
get
at,
you
I
some
like
medicine.
some of the stuff that you can buy. Like, I believe, don't think I haven't bought blankets and
Yeah.
decorations and things. Like, I'm not mad at that.
It have smallpox on there on those blankets. Um, I'm also gonna buy you off-brand medication, all kind of stuff for you.
Some retinol.
Oh, some hat now, all that good stuff for you. Some Spanish fly, Karyn. That's where I get all my Spanish fly, Karyn. Um, I'm gonna take you to a donkey shows, all that shit. First, though,
No,
first here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take you onto the cheapest one they have of Carnival cruisy, and then I'm gonna where the berth or whatever is not it keep us more closer together because the quarters is more small. And then we're gonna take you first. I don't just take you right away to Tijuana. First, we do a little excursion onto Catalina Island for her.
mm.
and I let you look at some pottery and some dried flower arrangements and stuff like that. Some vision, what do you call dream catcher, whatever.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tempt you with that one. I'm not gonna let you to. I'm not gonna buy you none of that stuff yet.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go back on there. We're gonna do some shuffleboard. We're gonna do some intercourse, and then
Oh, well,
then we go. Then I'm gonna some comedy show. We're gonna show you some comedian and stuff.
that would probably be trying to get
Some
me.
dinner theater, and then I'm gonna took you to Tijuana, and then
Okay.
from there anything's possible. Kind of.
Wow. Well, you're really going all out, and I appreciate the effort and the sentiment, but
Yeah.
I don't know that Tijuana is where I want to go. I've been a couple times, and like I said, I do like the market, and like I said, I got like a blanket and
Mm.
like a rug, and I used
Oh,
to have
hug.
some of the like the ceramic avocado on a string. You know what I mean? You've seen those things.
I'll give you a
Um,
ceramic zucchini on a string for her. Zucchini. For her. So
wait,
listen.
yeah.
You was talking about Alexa Grasso. At least one of us was believing her.
Well, it's not that I didn't believe in her. I just think Alexa, like Valentina, is just so good. Nate Mark saying Alexa was way too quick for Valentina. That won't change in the rematch. I don't know. See, I thought Valentina was winning though.
You wait. Um, I think that maybe Valentina probably was winning based on depending on what you how you much you value takedowns,
Hmm.
which is you can't be so sure, depend on the judge. But in terms of damage and in term of significant striking, I think Grasso was way ahead of that one.
Mm.
I
Yeah, I don't
think.
know what the significant strike count was.
And in my mind, I was like, Grasso is I wasn't sure before the fight, but when I started seeing how her approach was and how confident she was and success she was having, I started to feel like I think she's gonna win this, like even early.
She has it. She had a. She's like sort of unshakable. You know what I mean? Her foundation in boxing is so good and
I
strong.
was
Like.
I was surprised, frankly, at how well she was able to handle her in the on the feet. I was
Well, and
very
then I
surprised.
also think, yeah, well, and what's amazing too, right, is the fact that she's a striker, if not the best, hands in the division, and then submits her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
It was it
if
was
you had
impressive.
Grasso by submission, that must have been a big payday.
I know. I didn't fucking yeah. I'm bad about pulling the trigger on that stuff. I just forget and I go. I just don't want to go down the habit hole. That like literally the habit because that can be a slippery slope. You know what I mean? You start getting into all those little bets and all that kind of stuff, and then you get obsessed. You're like, I almost got it. Next week I'm gonna get. You know what I mean?
I hear you. And listen, I was starting to explain. It was a rare miss week for Chidi. He had Shevchenko and he had Gane for the upset. So he did have an underdog winning. He just had the wrong one.
True. True.
So,
He's
but
got a
this
hit
week
group.
we got one. We got a new one for this weekend. We'll see.
Listen, it's hard to stay at the top. Listen, Chidi, frankly, he got complacent.
It's still 17-7.
But I'm just saying, he got complacent and he got caught. Period. Okay.
He's got to refocus.
He's got to he might have to change camp. He needs something.
It's a wake up moment for sure.
It's definitely a wake up call, and I feel like Chidi is like he surrounded himself with people who just tell him what he want to hear at this point. And we got to get him to remember what got him here. He was
Yeah,
hungry. He was lean.
you're right. You're right. Well, look at. I wanted to see if Jeff responded because I was like, hey, he could just you could just come on for even 15 minutes or whatever. But I don't know if that's gonna
Wait, what
happen.
happened?
Well, like I said, I got the same thing how you said Jeff canceled.
Are you in
Um,
conversation with him?
well, no, because he had texted me as well, and I wrote back and said, well, yeah, we could reschedule, I suppose, but like, even if you just have 15 minutes, that's cool. We could just kind of hit
And
it
he
real
did his
fast.
fine. He did
And
his
he
fine.
hasn't written back to that part
You
yet.
know, he might have an emergency because he was excited to came. You know,
Oh, I know. Yeah.
so I don't think he wasn't big chiming us because I know that. I mean, when I contact him, he hit me back immediately. He was like, "Yeah, let's do it." You know, so it wasn't like I had to chase him down or nothing. So
Yeah, no, when I was sort of speculating that, I don't really think that's the case, although I do think that's happened to us before. Too.
oh, for sure, for sure. People have bullshit. Listen, it hung the gambit, but I think the Jeffy is genuine. You know,
Yeah, oh yeah. But what a fight that was, huh?
that was my favorite event of the evening.
Well, that was fight of the night.
That it was for good reason, and boy, oh boy, I mean, I was hooting for Jeffy,
Hmm.
but I was worried for him because I was like, well, let's see. I hope he can do something against this guy. And I was very, very, very pleasant surprised. Not that I didn't think he was gonna do okay, but he did, fucking more than okay. You know what I mean? Like he almost won that shit.
Well, I wanted to find out what it was, and maybe I
Me
don't know if
too.
he spoke about it, but you
Me
know how
too.
he was saying, "Oh, I had to go through a lot to even get to this fight,"
Well, that's what
and
they speculated anyway because
since
they
he
were
had
like
missed weight,
he's never missed weight or whatever. So
right? And so since he had missed weight, and then he saw in like a post after the fight, yeah, he said something, like about to his teammates and stuff about for helping him get there because if people had any idea what he was actually going through to get
yeah,
there, and we know, before he had that sepsis and almost died. Hopefully, it wasn't like a return of that or something crazy.
who
I don't
knows?
know. Hope not.
You know, when you hear things like this, I wish there was a way for. I wish I can't think of what it would be, but I wish there was a way to l- check some of the sting off of a guy missing weight in a situation like that because
Hmm.
it's like, what's his alternative to pull out of the fight with with no heads up and fuck up the card?
Well, you could ask for a catch weight fight a couple weeks out. You could be like, look, um, is there any way we could do this at 175 pounds?
True, but that's assuming that he knew he was injured 2 weeks out.
That's what I'm saying. You have,
Yeah,
I don't know, since I don't know what it was, I don't know how
yeah,
much
um,
head time, what do you call it? How much of a heads up he could have given.
yeah.
But I think
So
they respect that at least if you do that. I mean, they don't want catch weight fights necessarily, but I think they
yeah,
prefer that at least to keep the match intact.
yeah, and I just feel like he could have just pulled out, and instead of doing
Right.
that, he gave them a hell of a fight. But
Oh
it's
my
like
God, that was so good.
unbelievable, and it's like, okay, once you know that, you have a totally different idea of, instead of this guy's just lazy and he fucked around and didn't make weight. Instead,
Right.
this guy is tough as nails, went in to fight arguably the most feared kind of unknown entity. I mean, he's got the mystique on him. Hagmanov, Stroganoff, he have like that kind of almost that Hamzat kind of. We don't know what the ceiling is for this guy. He might be this unbeatable force. And a lot
Yeah.
of people is afraid of that guy. Easily, Jeff could have said, "Hey, I'm out. I'm not gonna fight." But instead, he should be commended for fighting this guy, fucking fucked
For
up like that.
sure.
Not giving
For
up his
sure.
purse and not giving up his reputation, all that kind of stuff. He should be
For
applauded
sure.
for that, I think. But then I don't know what is the way you rectify that because you gotta let people know you about if you miss weight or not because it's public, when you're doing the weigh-in. So I don't know,
Hmm.
but I wish there was a way, to not penalize a guy for that shit.
I know. I
Or
agree with you.
penalize? Is it penalize or
Penalize.
penal?
Penalize. It's the penal system, which is the basis for penalty, PEN, penalty, penitentiary,
It's the base
penitence.
of that one, but what about the head of that one? Hmm. Oh, I got a little snorch. I got a little snorch out of that one. At least I got something here.
Speaking of a little snorts, thank you for the donation, Bear Kirk,
I'm gonna
Hi Kirk, Bakari by Kirk,
Bahakari
who
by
knew?
Kirk.
Bakari by
Thank you,
Kirk,
my
I like
brother.
that.
I'm gonna buy a ramen noodles chop almond with that and eat it by myself. Go, porra.
Mm.
I
Well,
appreciate that.
it is IE at the pod, um, at the pad rather. It is cool that yeah, they did still give Jeff the bonus because usually if you miss weight, you're ineligible for a fight night bonus.
Oh, that's
But this
cool. That's
time Dana
cool.
was like, "F it, that was just too much of a scrap. Got to give it to
Yeah,
him."
yeah. I mean, you got to give it to him on a lot of fronts, man. I mean, I don't know too many guys injured. I don't know. First of all, nobody want to sign to fight that guy.
No,
Period.
nobody wants to fight Shavkat.
Let alone compromise. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
No one wants to fight him all fucked up for some. You know what I mean? Oh god.
I do.
Um. So I listen. In a loss, even before I heard that he was hurt, Jeff's stock went through the roof for me.
Hmm.
To me, who knows? This guy could be a fucking champion. I mean, with that performance and heart, I think we haven't seen the best of him yet.
I know, and he's got a great camp. He's with Safe Sod at Fortis, and so he's
What?
got
How
a
you
great
say
coach.
Spave? His name is
Safe
Safe.
Sod. It's
How you
spelled
spell that one?
SAYIF, Safe Sod,
Safe.
and he's based in like Houston, I read, or Dallas,
Dallas.
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 And I love Safe.
Fort
He's
Worth.
really cool. I see him at work a lot, and he's a great guy and
Yeah.
a great coach. And so yeah, so Jeff's got time. I don't think he's that old yet. You know what I mean? I think he's got time to do a lot of good things.
Oh fuck! I forgot to send you that clip of the white guy who goes, "Today I got time."
Mm.
I forgot about that. Every time I hear somebody go, "I got time," all I think of is that kid. Ugh.
It's funny you say that because where was I the other day and somebody quoted that?
No, the
Dang,
same
where was
about the
I
kid.
just? Where was I? God, I'm losing my memory. And a guy and somebody said that they're like, today I got time.
But he said it was from that shit.
No, but that's how he said it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the same way.
Does
It
everybody
might have been
know?
the last time I was at Apex. I swear it might have even been Herb Dean saying. I
Or
swear to
he
God.
would know. Herb would know that shit. Wait, I want to see. Do our followers know about the white kid, the gangbanger? It's like he's like looks like he's Oklahoma or something like that.
I
Yeah,
don't
he
know
goes.
either.
Yeah, yeah. They know because he goes. I'm gonna keep it G heel. He goes.
Recap. Like I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
it
I'm
to
gonna keep
you.
it G heel. And then what did he say about my flag? He's like something about my flag, and he was like, "You disrespected my hood."
Yeah, oh my
And he was
God.
like, that day I was cool. I didn't have time. But today I
Yeah.
got time.
Today I
He goes,
got
he
time.
goes, but today I got time.
This guy
It's
saying
it.
last week you were talking about his best friend Lenny Cook.
Okay, Hannah, she was talking about
You
my best
guys
friend
remember
Lenny Cook
Braun?
last time. He was better than I said that. I said that.
Yeah, no, I
I
know.
didn't
I
know
guess
that's
that's
your best
he's just
friend.
saying not that he actually knows the guy that
But
you're
I
talking
said
about.
that he was at that time. He was considered the period the best basketball player in the country.
That kid passed away though. That white kid.
Oh yeah, I think he did. I think he somebody had time for him eventually. I think he fucked around and
Father
something
time.
happened to him.
Father time was like,
Well, I mean, if you keep gangbanging or whatever he was doing, there
yeah,
is
right,
bound to you
right.
just
Hey,
like a
so
fighter. You keep fighting, you're bound to get knocked out at least once. You
well,
keep
you
doing
say
that
that
shit, you might not, but then
you
oh,
buried the lead, and that's a perfect thing because Cyril Gane finally lost, really. And
what Jon Jones had time this time.
Jon Jones had his number. He had time. He didn't take him much time either to get the
I
submission.
was just as a fight fan and also a fan of Cyril Gane, that was very disappointing because I actually paid for that one, believe it or not. And when you pay $190 or whatever they charge to fucking watch that shit, it's depressing when he reminds me of old Mike Tyson fights where he beat the guy in 30 seconds, and then you
Yeah,
go, "What did I just spend my fucking money on here?"
money for. Yeah,
When that
I know
happened,
he
I
didn't even get off. Like that was a bummer.
I didn't get to get off for her. Look at that shit, and
It
then
was just so fat. Like
it's all
yeah,
she held, just all she held.
I know. I thought I wanted to get at least like a round and a half.
Just something. I want to see a couple exchange, something
Right.
besides just that.
I
But
know.
you know what? You gotta say truthful. People not pointing out the fact of this. Jon Jones is not stupid. A lot of guys,
Right.
the technique, no, the caliber of, well, nobody's really the caliber of Jon Jones, but a lot of guys who is in the upper echelon, who is very good and those kind of in those pound for pound discussion and stuff,
Hmm.
their ego is gonna let them want to prove that they're gonna strike with this guy who's known for striking. The first fucking chance he got, he just took him to the ground because he knew
Right.
that's how many. That's why I have the advantage. He knows goddamn well that Cyril Gane could knock him. He's very tricky on the feet, even though he
Yeah.
didn't get caught. He didn't get caught nothing except for a kick to the bowels or whatever. But I think that if he thought he could piece him up, he wouldn't have gone for that shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So kudos to him. Look, good for João Jones, bad for the fans.
Yeah. 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 It's
Not his
look,
fault. Not his fault. Look,
right. It's the smart strategy,
what are
and
you gonna do?
I understand, yeah, exactly why you don't want to stand and try to risk trading with Cyril, and chasing
Yeah, it
him
don't make sense.
around, and
But
and letting him get his rhythm.
would it have killed him though to just like beat him up on the ground a little bit or something? Just for the people.
I know. Put on a show.
Like when he chapped, I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, boy.
Mm,
Here's another question I have. When people is getting put in any type of guillotine, headlock shit, why they don't immediately just go for the hist or the hand control? I
hmm.
just don't understand that. I don't understand
Yeah.
anything else but that. What am I
Just
missing?
fighting
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just trained, even just even from back in the old days when I was maybe 3 years old or whatever, when the grown man used to put me in guillotine and stuff like that. I would I've been chopped out a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. When I was like under 5 years old, 6 years old, I've been chopped a few times. And from that experience, I know to as soon as anything go on my head, caralho, you gotta
Right.
get that in there, and you gotta use the other one, two on one. You know what I mean? Get that out.
Right.
Sometimes I see, I'm thinking to myself, well, if you're not doing that, what are you doing? You know?
Well, they're fighting the body lock sometimes. If it's a rear naked choke, you know what I mean. I've seen
Well,
people kind of spending.
first of all, I'll address that in a second. But if it's a guillotine, there's nothing to do but to fight that off. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
forget him mounting you, forget him keeping you there. There's nothing more important than getting that off your neck. And even in a situation where someone have your back, there's nothing more important than this. Because
Yeah.
so what if the guy have a body lock on you?
Well, I guess you're gonna lose your air.
Never mind that. There's no
I know
if
you
this
can't breathe on your ear
there's
anyway.
nothing. It's like chess. Fine, I lose my hook or whatever. I can't lose my king and my queen. You know, like this
Right.
is the
For
end of
sure.
the game. So I
For
can
sure.
survive with this. I can't survive with this.
Right.
Whenever I'm trying to teach student that stuff, I just say, listen, when someone have any kind of thing around your neck, it's as if somebody have a knife to you. You know,
Yeah.
nothing is more important than getting that knife away from your fucking neck. That's it.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
I don't know what people is doing half the time, but anyway.
Agreed. So, what do you think is gonna happen when John fights Stipe?
I mean, I guess the smart money is like, Juan is too dynamic for him or whatever. And, I guess, look, Stipe hit very hard, probably harder than most anybody that Juan has faced, but it's clear that it's going to be very hard to catch Juan, you know? I
Hmm.
don't know. I don't know that at this point in his career, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, I give Stipe a chance, but I would definitely say the smart money is gotta be João,
Hmm. Yeah, I would think
Um,
so too.
which it's I don't love that. I want to see personally. I want to see somebody you know good enough to give him to push him to the limit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see who is his Joe Frazier, who is his I want to see who is like
Yeah. Well, some people think maybe Gustafson was before with him at light
that's
heavyweight,
that ship has sailed first of all.
or
And
Reyes
the
that time.
Okay, so Hayes, listen, for my money on my scorecard, I had Hayes winning that fight. In my book, he won that one. But you can't go back in time, and it's the judges. There's nothing you can do
Right.
about that one. Now at this point, I think again that ship has sailed. I don't think
Yeah.
to
Well,
be honest, I
Reyes is
can't.
unfortunately not who he was any
I
before either.
wonder. I wonder what's the kid with the curly hair. He looked from fucking Chim Calban or whatever. The
Yeah,
little.
Tom Aspinall, who just today posted something about like, hey,
Yeah,
do
I'm
any
free.
do any heavyweights fancy a fight this summer?
Yeah.
Like,
Now
because he's back in
I
action.
feel like
Hallelujah!
he's the type of guy. I feel like
I'm a
maybe
fan.
not
I'm a fan of
yet, but
Aspinall.
in the future maybe could have some kind of chance. But
Oh
let me
yeah,
tell you something. Cyril Gane. Oh, did you saw what's his name? Habibi was telling Cyril Gane, come to Dagestan.
yeah, I like that.
I like that too. Like get out there and make it like hockey 3 when he go to the ghetto.
Get ugly and go get
You know what I'm
nasty
saying?
with the wrestling.
Yeah. And you remember Paulie was like, I don't like these people. And then he's like, hey, Paul, maybe they don't like you. What I do to them? You remember that? He
Yeah,
go, what I do to them? Fucking Polly.
Holly,
But I like, and he goes, shut up, you sternal bums. I squash you. I squash you, you sternal bums. Um,
Holly, who just always looked dirty. You
he
never
was
looked like
dirty, caray.
I mean, you know what I mean. He just never looked like he
I'll
always
tell you
made it
something
look like he
funny.
needed a shower.
Years ago, I was in, I had, um, I used to take an acting class in New York, Gary Swanson, okay?
Mhm.
Who, if you guys know Coach movies and like Coach cinema, he was the lead cop in the movie Vice Squad with fucking Wings
Okay,
Hauser or whatever.
nice.
It's a Coach classic. It's crazy.
Okay.
The pimp, the white pimp, his name is Ham Hard. But anyway, enough about that. This guy was my acting teacher. And then every once in a while, if he was like sick or had to do something or whatever, he would have like a substitute. But it would be like a heel fucking actor. And one time, just out of nowhere, we come and it's fucking Burt Young is just teaching the class. Okay? And I was shocked. We was like, yo, fuck. And he was like, he was a tough guy and he was funny. And I remember he was trying to show us something and he started hauling around on the ground. And then out of his fucking pocket, like a big fucking huge knife just hit the ground, just like boom, 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 like that. And we were like, oh, caray. And he goes, oh, excuse me, or whatever, like, and he was telling us a lot of crazy story. We laugh at him because Paulie and stuff, but then
Yeah.
he's a street dude. He's like a heel street dude. He's not a
Huh.
he's no joke. Like, and he grew up with like a lot of mafia guys and shit like that.
I did not know that. But
Yeah,
I
we,
did.
we think of him as a silly guy or whatever, but that's not. He's not to be trifled with in real life.
KB looking extra Puerto Rican
Woo!
tonight with the Asian eyes from B Real Show. Ha ha ha. James Cruz with the donation.
Oh, wait a second. I completely forgot. Let's talk about that. Did you already broach the subject?
Yeah, a little bit. I was talking about it. I have to
Wait,
say
wait, wait, wait. So how was that?
it was great. Um, it was really, really fun. I was there. We hung out for a couple of hours. I'll post the link again. Um,
I gotta see that shit.
yeah. Oops, whoops,
Wait,
oops.
what's his show called?
Wait, hold on a second. What have I done here? I've gone.
What have you done?
I don't know. I can't. I don't see you guys anymore. Like I've hit a
I
weird
see
button on
you.
my computer. I
We see
know.
you.
Gosh, what have I done? Oh, there you go. Sorry. Um, uh, this is the link here. Let me write it again. Let's see. So KB on the real
KB
show.
Hill.
Yeah. So so I hung out on Dr. Greenthumb.
Oh, that's what
So
it's called. Greenthumb.
yeah, so he has that, and he has the smoke box, which is
Hey,
the
Dr.
one we.
Greenthumb.
Yeah. And so it was him, and then like three of his homies, a
Well,
couple
who is
of
his
other guys,
homies?
Les and C minus, and
Oh, caray, you C
um,
minus.
yeah, and Jay's. Now you put me on the spot.
Okay, no, I
Um,
didn't mean it like that, but it's not Cypress. It's not like
no, it wasn't like
it's not
Sen
mugs or
and
sand
no,
or
no, no, no,
nothing.
no, Mugs, no,
Okay.
no, no.
Oh,
But
caray.
so these guys were all really, really cool though, and So yeah, we just kicked it. We talked about fights because like B-Real's a big fight fan and stuff. So
Yeah, I
we
heard that.
talked. We were talking about Jon Jones and Alexa, and talking about different stuff, just about like fight stuff in general, and like difference between that and boxing, and sort of like what skill set is the best ones to have in MMA, and just like a bunch of different stuff. But then also we were talking about some stories from back in the day when B-Real and I knew each other from MTV days, and just telling some stories. And I was telling them one thing that like my favorite thing that that he was saying was because he has that group Prophets of Rage that is with Chuck D, and
And by the way, I love Chuck D. I love Public Enemy, porra. One of my
so do
all-time
I.
favorite.
I'm a
Yeah.
huge Public Enemy fan. So we were talking about how cool Prophets of Rage was, and I was telling him, I saw them downtown, and like they were just so incredible, and just what a great show. And he was saying how when he would look, because we were like, well, what's that like? Because one of his guys was like, yeah, what's that like? He's like, we used to look up to Chuck, like, like this is like when we're coming up, like this is the G, like this is a like so now this guy that you looked up to all the time, kind of like when fighters fight somebody they looked up to all the time, like what's that feel like?
Yeah, like
And he said, he's
our
like, yeah,
guests when they come on here. Yeah, correct.
you know.
Yeah.
And he said it's a trip. He said, yeah, like he would look over there every night on the stage and look over to his right. He's like, holy crap, like that's Chuck D. And he's like, and he said, and so he said there were different levels. Because then he was like, then the cool thing was like he tripped out on the fact that he got to play the Flavor Flav roles to Chuck D. And then he tripped out on the fact that Chuck D got to play Sen Dog for him. And like, so that he was just like, it was so
Wow.
cool, like collaborating and doing all this stuff. And so I was telling them, like, that's what was so cool about that show. Like when you see a band that's totally killing it and you feel like you're really vibing and like that you really have a special moment with a band on a night, it's cool to know that from their side of the story too, like they're feeling all kinds of cool
Oh,
vibes. And it's not like they just went to work that night.
you can feel, you can't fake that when someone's having fun or someone is releasing or doing something
Mm-hmm.
cathartic, whatever, it translates.
For
That's
sure.
the thing. If you're an artist and it don't even have to be having fun necessarily. You don't want to call it
Right.
could be that you're crying, but if the
If it's
person is
real.
feeling like passion and emotion and something, you're gonna feel that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
just going
Well,
through the motion.
yeah, so it was cool. So we talked, and I was with them. It's like a 2-hour show, which makes me feel a lot better about doing this one. That's really long.
Yeah.
I know I need to add time codes, and I have felt sometime. I think I can. Ironically, it's funny to
Well,
say
you
it
could
time codes, but
you could
it's
step
just
up your game and put a little more elbow grease onto that one. But hey, listen. I guess if I gotta do everything out here.
wow.
And the butcher, the maker, the candlestick breaker, or whatever, all that shit. I do it all. I'm a Renaissance man here. I hide the code or whatever. I do all that stuff.
Oh
Mhm.
God. Okay. Oh.
Yeah,
Question for you.
yeah.
I am curious what your take is
Uh-oh.
on on if you think Bo Nickal is the real deal.
Well, I mean, come on. Who's gonna say that they don't think he's the heel deal? Um, Now, I think it's like this. First of all, you remember that guy said he didn't know who Bo Nickel was. That's why he took the and he looks
Yeah.
like it there.
Yeah,
But
right.
but the way I look at it is, yes, of course he's the heel deal. Any fucking that would be like having an Olympic boxer in the UFC
Right.
who is competent at wrestling and saying this guy don't have any kind of chance or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
mean, it's like you're getting a
Look at him.
world class
Look at
athlete,
him.
a
Look at him.
champion.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
a
pretty.
champion.
It's
Okay.
pretty.
Now, having said that, I hear a lot of talk about he could go in there and beat anybody at any champion or whatever. I'm not sold on that right now.
Not yet. No, he's got to develop
What
his
I
mind.
what I think is he clearly is gonna be at that level at some point. Period. But I said period and then I gave you a bunch. But um, Well, that's ironic because if you're on your period, then sometimes you have to utilize your
Stop.
batch. Okay, no, God, you. No, I would do it to you on your period. Don't worry. Um,
Gee, thanks.
well, you're welcome, God, you. I'm a man of the people. Listen, yeah, Maybelline, no, I'm joking. Okay, so listen. Enough about your mom. So now, where
Okay.
was I? Oh, Bon Nickel. Um,
Listen, I
I
feel
just
like the comparisons are like Hamza. It's that type of thing where they're like, oh, it's not going to take him long. We can fast track this guy to the title.
I like true, but I like Hamzat's hands a lot more than I like Ibo Nickel's hands. Stand up.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
No, you didn't. You thought I meant like
Oh
the
yeah, like I've never
his
used that
cuticle.
phrase on the air, like his
Now,
hands. I
like you
always
thought I
thought
meant
it
his
meant how
cuticle.
he caresses a lady.
You
In the
thought I
night
meant like
on
he's
a
used
cold
palm
evening
olive.
in the winter in Los Angeles with the movie playing subtly in the background,
You know what you are like? You're
glass
like
of
the
wine.
woman. You remember the old lady that was in the palm olive commercial where she's like, do that? You because you focus on his hands, like you think he's like his the
I do like
quality.
hands. You're not. I'm not gonna. You're not wrong. I actually
Look at these
do.
babies, huh?
I actually do like hands. That's interesting that you have picked up on that. But that is something that I
Well, I know you like
generally
hands
do look
because
at in men, and it is a source of attraction for me. Like I notice if men have nice hands.
I could
And I
tell
was
you notice.
fascinated with my kid's hand when she was younger.
Never mind you kids' hands. I could tell you was interested in my hands when we was watching the Black Dynamite. What was it? What was the fucking movie? Michael Jai
Oh
White
yeah, yeah,
movie,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Legend of Curly's Gold or
Yeah,
whatever the fuck it was
yeah,
called.
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Now what? Johnny Black. Johnny.
Johnny Black,
Yeah.
Johnny.
Fuck.
Anyway,
Johnny.
it was
It's the new Western by Michael Jai White, and
right.
and it heavy Josh Barnett and all that. But I remember we was
Cowboy
at the
Cerrone.
screening of that, and I could tell you was interested in my hands because you started to go like this onto my hand. You were like this
You wish.
onto the thing, and I was like, "What are you?" I was like, "Why you?" Oh, I I,
You
I
wish.
didn't know what was going on there.
You wish. Speaking of hands, though, did you see Everything Everywhere All at Once? It's a great movie.
Okay, so I seen some of it. I caught it on
The hot dog
cable.
hands.
What was that?
It's a hot dog hands part.
Didn't happen yet for me. I was about 10 minutes late, and I keep meaning to watch the movie, but I saw that it was on. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna watch. I didn't have time to watch the whole thing, but I just wanted to get a taste of what was the fuck it was. And I saw the kid who is play Shorthound in fucking Goonies, and
Right.
he was good, and it was good to see him, even though he was so cute, and he was play Shorthound and whatever the fucking kid's name in Data in the Goonie.
Right.
Shorthound in fucking
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Indiana Jones, and then this is whatever the fuck. I'm
Right.
get confused, but I like because he always played like the kid who had broken English and shit like that. It
Right.
was nice to
Right.
see
Right.
him play a straight up character that have some substance on. You know what I mean? Aside from
Yeah.
just like, oh, he's the comic relief or whatever.
Right.
Um,
Right. Right.
and I like what I saw, but it was not enough to make a determination about that. But hot dog hands. So you like that kind of hand?
I loved Everything Everywhere All at Once was a
No, the hands, the hot
fantastic
dog.
movie. Oh, the hot dog hands was it just was such a funny effect. And it was just like a trip, but I just loved that movie. I thought it was fantastic.
What makes a
But
nice hands on a man for you?
I um I don't want raggedy nails. I don't want you chewing them down too low. You know what I mean? I like them.
No.
Like you don't have to go get a manicure, but please take care of your hands. You know what I mean? Make sure the
Yeah.
nails are trimmed and your hands are clean, and that you don't have like big ass like raggedy calluses and stuff, like you know what I mean? Like they gotta be soft. They
I
gotta be nice.
know. I can't. Mine is soft no matter what I do to this one. Even if I do manual labor and I have calluses, they
Mm,
melt away, Vanch, and they just
mm,
turn beautiful again.
mm.
Like
It's
as
not
if
like
I'm soaking palm olive, Karyn.
you don't do like what on of Mice and Men, where the one guy had he would just wear a glove for work, and he'd keep one glove so for his wife, so he had one nice hand
Took a has that one. Um,
and work
m-
hand and a nice hand.
my brother George. Um, uh, what the fuck were we talking about? My hands. Oh, and you was try to do hands, hold hands. But before that, what were we talking about?
Mm, I'm not sure. At any rate, we were just
Oh, I got something to say.
oh, the hot
When
dog hands
I'm,
in the movie. Oh, yeah, the hot dog hands in
I
the
was
movie.
on
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
enough, but you said that for some reason. But listen, what? Oh, look, I just see me people here. What do we got here?
Sorry, sorry.
Oh shit. Yeah, someone said I sleep with the Aliviera gloves.
Yeah, you do. I bet.
This guy's pose is too much. Oh, caray, I know it's too much for you, kind of.
Yeah, aloe vera gloves. It's true, and yeah, it's true. It's true. No, what I was going to say. Speaking of movies that we're watching, I'm watching Tenet. Did you see Tenet, the Christopher
Yeah, I
Nolan
saw
movie?
that right when they released that shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm like crooked here today. It's good. I have a few. I started to watch it last night, but then it got kind of late, so I have just like I think I have like 20 minutes left to
Mm.
watch. But it's good. It's
It's
good. It's
good. It didn't.
interesting, but
It didn't knock my socks off or
I
nothing.
want to like it more than I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's listen. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's not great. But I tell you,
Okay.
who's very good in there, and he's always alive whenever I see him. Is again Robert Pattinson. He's just.
Okay.
I like
You
him.
bring up a good point for me.
Yeah.
I was yesterday years old
Hmm.
when I learned that Robert Pattinson is 6'1" tall.
This I didn't
For
know
some
either.
reason, I always thought he was about 5'9".
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't know
I
why.
didn't think
I
one
don't
way or
know
another.
if it's because of the Twilight movies and he was a teenager and like the way it was shot. I don't know. Maybe he didn't come across as tall.
Maybe she's
And it
tall. Is she
or maybe
tall?
she's tall. I don't know, but it imprinted in my brain that this guy's about 5'9", like an average
Yeah.
Hollywood height. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought he was just that's like how average height for a lot of the actors.
True.
So I'm watching the movie last night, and then it's him with Denzel's son, and I'm like, well, damn, Robert Patrick was taller than Denzel's son, and I'm like,
Robert Pattinson.
yeah, Robert Pattinson is taller than what's his name, John David Washington, right? Isn't that his name? I think. And I was like, well, how
Yeah.
tall is he? Because like I was like, if Pattinson's 5'9", and he's like a few inches taller than Denzel's kid, like how tall is
How
he?
tall is Denzel kid?
So then
Yeah.
I don't know, but so I asked, who there, and it said Robert Pattinson was 6'1". I was like, so what? Like it just no way in my brain did I ever think he was that
Yeah.
tall.
Me neither. But hey, listen, I told you when I saw this one movie, it changed my whole thoughts about him. I saw this movie by the guys who did Uncut Gems. It was the movie before that. It's called
Called
Good
the
Time.
Brothers or whatever.
It's called Good Time, and it have to do with with like a heist gone wrong and some crazy
Hmm.
shit and some very some grimy fucking characters in like Queens, New York. I was like, oh, this kid is the heel fucking deal. Like I mean, it was
Hmm.
enough to just blow. It blew up all the shit I thought about the guy.
That's cool. Yeah, no, he is a good actor. He definitely is.
It
Hey,
would be like
so
if you saw like Justin Timberlake, and he come out with like a Thelonious Monk style out jazz album or something. You go, wait, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? It just blew
right.
everything I thought about what this guy was. I couldn't believe it. And then ever since then, I go watch movies that he's in because of him, and I'm never disappointed. The fucking kid is like not just okay, he's fantastic.
Well, this guy asking why was Jake Gyllenhaal at the UFC? He can't be thinking about a
Oh,
fight
you know
because
that.
that
You know
for
that,
him,
IE. Come on.
they were filming Roadhouse, and so that's right. So he's
I
in it with
think
Connor.
he have to know that already. There's no
Yeah,
fucking UFC fans that don't know that.
yeah. So
He
they're
just want
filming
us to
that, and he
talk
looked
about that.
good. He looked good. He looked good.
He look incredible. Look at the fucking guy. I mean, that's one thing you can say. He's another one. Jake Gyllenhaal is another good-looking guy
Oh my god,
that always bring it. Uh,
always.
and
He's great. I'm
he's
a big fan.
never did. Wait, yeah. Did you see Night Stalker, Nightcrawler?
Yes,
Woo!
Nightcrawler. Yeah, that's really good because that has Renee Russo in it too, and I
Boy,
love
oh
her.
boy, and she was great in that. But how you? I mean, the the scene between when he's kind of blackmailing her at the fucking Mexican restaurant. I mean,
Mm,
that character is a sick person,
mm-hmm.
and he really he goes all. He gives you one. Actors like that, they give you 100% of everything they got. Maybe sometimes they miss, like a Johnny Depp or
Mm-hmm.
certain people who they take a big swing, and no matter what, you can at least always say he didn't cut no corners. This guy get left it all out on the floor. You know what I mean? And I always appreciate that. You know,
Well, for me, Joaquin Phoenix is like that. Like Joaquin Phoenix is a
but he
guy
never
who
misses.
is
Yeah,
never, yeah, he's never in a bad movie. He
yeah.
never gives anything other than like a holy
No,
performance.
he's on even
From
a different level than those guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's on a whole other level. From To Die For, I have loved him all the way back since that Nicole
yeah.
Kidman movie,
He was
and
he was special in
I
that.
have
Yeah.
absolutely adored him. I think he is absolutely incredible. He and Edward Norton is another one to me. Never misses,
Yeah,
basically.
but for me it's like Joaquin Phoenix is like he's in the terrified air of someone like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah,
He's playing around in that airspace, like where
he's
there's very few that have ever been in there, you know.
he's like our De Niro, I think. You know what I mean? Like that. He's his
Yeah,
repertoire.
I
At the end
mean,
of the day,
it's
like
crazy.
when we look at his freaking resume, you're like, it already is a holy resume. But at the end of the day, when all is said and done, he's going to have just an absolutely
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Well, he's one of those guys when you watch him, you can't even tell what he's
Exactly.
doing. You can't go, I don't even, you don't even see what he's doing. You go, I don't know how he does that. I don't know.
Right.
Because
Well,
a
I've
lot of
seen some
actors,
pictures.
if you've done acting, a lot of actors, even if they're better than you, you can still see, okay, I kind of see what they're doing. I see what they're getting at here. I see how they might have
Mhm.
gone about that. With someone like a Joaquin Phoenix, it's like, you're just like, he's doing magic. You know what I mean? He's doing
Yeah.
some shit that he's opening himself up and he's going on a frequencies. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and the thing about that is not only do it take a lot of work, it also take a crazy amount of trust.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's like a leap of faith, for him to even. People have no idea how difficult it is to do that underneath the pressure of, let's say, a production like Joker. The balls to be free and to take chances under when you're carrying a big $100 million, whatever the fuck these movies cost,
Hmm.
and to have the balls to just be a hippie about it and just go and fucking let the mystical shit happen and not just go safe. It's tremendous. I mean, I really admire that guy, boy.
Well, yeah, and they've shared some pictures of him this past week because I guess they're filming the next Joker downtown
Uh,
LA. So I've seen
yeah.
some stuff with him on social media. But you're going in. You're a little blurry
Oh.
going in now, a little blurry. But I
Uh-oh.
saw some things with Joaquin downtown, and yeah, and like to me, what you're saying is, and that's just the whole thing is that you to be a great actor, you have to be okay with being vulnerable and showing all that vulnerability. And too many people have egos where they don't want to show complete vulnerability. Oh, I'll be embarrassed. I'm going to look like a fool or whatever. And you always get the sense with Joaquin Phoenix that he's completely okay with
Yeah.
looking like whatever, like
Yeah,
a
or
quote
you
unquote fool,
scared.
whatever it takes to do the role. He
Yeah.
does it. He throws himself 100%
Yeah, and another thing can be you're just scared, like you might not, even if you're not afraid to be vulnerable, you're scared that if you make a choice that's wild,
in. Yeah.
uh-oh, what if it's no good and I'm the one who I got all this, everything's hiding on me. I better do what's a little more conventional, a little more safe, so people don't go, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah. Right.
And
Because you don't know if people are going to accept it. That's true.
yeah, you could do that in a little fucking indie movie, but you could do whatever the fuck you
Right.
want if you're him. But you got DC Comics and all that stuff. It's like
Right.
there's a lot
Hey,
of
well, speaking
fucking
of making choices,
yeah.
as I mentioned, Chidi did have a couple of misses last weekend, unfortunately for him. So, but we do want to see his take on Marab versus Piotr Jan. That is this Saturday.
Boy, what a
And
toss up that shit is.
I know, it really is. So let's see what he thinks.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Cheaty's Choice. Today, the Fistivities bearded dragon mascot is choosing the main event between Piotr Jan and Merab Dvalishvili. What we do is we take the names here, we ball them up, put them down in front of two piles of arugula, and we put one.
I thought Jan was a Chinese
here.
name, boy.
Just want to make sure I ball these up.
I
so
think
we
he
can't
is
see
part
who they
Chinese,
are.
isn't he?
You remember Yan can cook?
One there, and
Yes.
we put Cheaty down. Okay,
Uh-oh.
Cheaty has made his choice.
He's being too hasty.
Cheaty believes
He's drunk with power.
Piotr Jan will be picking up the victory. We shall see. We
So-
shall see.
I gotta say, that hurts me a little because I love me some Merab.
Well, it's because we don't know Jan, you know what I mean? And we know
Right.
Mahab, you know. Mahab came
I
on.
mean-
He didn't know what the fuck we was talking about, but at least he came on the show. He didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he and Aljo came, folks. I should put the link up here. And then we were joking with him about going to the Black Sea and like all this stuff.
The African American see, that's right. And he better not get nigga on this. If he win, he better check me to the fucking to Azerbaijan, where the fuck he. Oh no, he's from Atlanta.
Georgia.
That's what I said.
He's
Atlanta.
Georgia.
I know people from Georgia.
Here,
They're African American.
Here's the link.
I don't know any Hashins from Georgia, okay? They're usually African American. He even said it. The African American Sea is right there.
Okay, so this is.
Didn't he say he was from Peachtree or whatever?
He's
Or Buckhead. He's from Buckhead. Buckhead.
Yeah, from Buckhead. Yeah,
He's from
right.
Buckhead. Buckwheat.
This is Merab talking about going to like the Black Sea there and stuff. But yeah, he's from like not Tbilisi, Georgia is. I think that's where Giga is from. I think Tbilisi.
Outcast is from there.
I don't know. And anyway, I'm inclined to think, Cheaty could be right. Jan's very good.
He could. Jan is very fucking good. We don't know. We don't know until we see it.
Merab's got those takedowns.
I feel like Mahab, yeah.
And he's got the champ to train with and stuff.
Who has definitely fought, Jan. So
Exactly. Jan has already lost to Aljo, and Merab trains with Aljo.
Listen, the way Mahab looked in his last fight, it looked like he could beat anybody in the world.
Yeah.
Having said that, it was also a guy who's not as young as slick as he used to be. So yeah, listen, it's a toss up for me. It's a toss up. I can't call it. I would never bet on that one in a million years.
Why? Yeah, Dean D saying why GDY. So
know.
He's rooting for obviously rooting for Merab.
Oh, it's hard not to root for Mahab. He's such a nice, friendly guy, and Peter.
BT saying, I got Merab. He's more focused for this one.
Hey, good. I hope so. I mean, look. I'm a fan of Piotr, whatever his name, Jan's fighting. He do come off kind of prickly sometimes or whatever, or come off kind of like a little bit like an asshole here and there.
Yeah.
But I think maybe that's just gamesmanship. So I never met the guy, so I can't really say what he's really like, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. Merab is just really likable, but again, like you were saying, it's like we don't speak Russian, so we don't know. Maybe Jan has like a great personality that we don't know about.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, like fuck. Before I met Bisping, I didn't like the fucking guy, you know what I mean? And then I meet him, and he became a good friend. I love Michael. You don't know these fucking people until you meet somebody,
Yeah, Michael's amazing. This comment here is saying from
say
Keek,
again. I can't hear that. Hear that one, Karen?
From Keek saying, "Is Hanach extra sexy tonight?"
Come on, Keek.
See, to me, you're a little blurry.
For here, I'm blurry.
Yeah, like it's
You want
not.
me to
It's a
go
little
and you came
pixelated. I
back?
don't know if maybe nobody else is seeing it that way. Hopefully they're not.
Oh,
But for
ask the
me, or like,
fan. Do I look clear or blurry? Because to me, I
is
look
it? Are we
you
clear to
look
you guys, or
clear.
maybe I'm blurry and you're clear? I don't know. To me, you
Maybe you
look
need to go to
blurry. You
Lenscraft.
know
Maybe you need to get your eyes checked, 4 eyes,
I don't think so.
before I give you a
Uh,
fucking one of these
I don't
knuckle
know.
sandwich.
I don't know.
Anybody?
People are
Wait, let's
wondering
see.
if Jan would get cut if he lost.
Yan
5-0.
can
Is it
cook.
really that many?
Wait, let me ask anybody. Am I
I don't know if
blurry?
they would
Tell the
cut.
truth.
Well, I guess they could. Yeah, are we blurry? Wait,
I
blur. James
no.
Chris is blur, but on
So
who?
I seen.
Unk is blurry, and KB's mic sounds off. But it should be the right mic. Let me double check. It's the right mic. It's supposed
Huh.
to be the right
Okay,
mic.
so I'm gonna do you guys a favor. I'm gonna go
Oh,
in.
you're
I'm gonna.
right. They did it.
You're right on the mic. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for letting me know.
Here's
I
what
had
I'm
set
gonna
it on,
do.
then it went back. I missed up when I. Oh, you know what happened when I went out and came back? It switched my mic to the other one, so now it's.
I'm gonna try something. Don't go away. Don't kick me out. I'm just gonna do something. Hold on.
Okay, and yeah, KB. So now my mic should be better now. It should be the right one. Thanks for the half show reset, everybody. Dorks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the mic should be right back to the real one now. Yeah, I think you're right, Jay Crockett, that had not smeared his camera in oil of Olay. I think he does that to try to look younger.
Oh, give me a break.
I think the gig is up. It's like, or you've got the Barbara Walters filter
Listen,
over it.
if I
with
look
the
any
pantyhose.
younger, I'm gonna look like I'm not old enough to be on this. I'm gonna get
I was
that.
just gonna say, I'm robbing the cradle.
Listen, the swatch team is gonna come in because I may drink alcohol. The HEF is gonna came into here.
La Migra's a kind of.
They're gonna. I'll give you La Migra. I'll give you La Nigra.
I had La Migra, but then I took some penicillin and it went away.
You took some chassin. Oh, okay.
I took the.
I gave you. Oh, come on. I'm gonna give you some chassin. Wait, am I back to my old self again?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. You took.
It's better than good. Look at that.
It does. So good on
Tell the
Morab.
truth.
I
Look.
don't know, man. I don't know.
Tell the truth. Oh God, oil of oh shit.
Wow. Okay, so I think we're back to normal. Yeah, look, Leroy. Yeah, look what we have here. I think we got. Look. Yeah, I think we're good now. I think we're good. So yeah, that was the fight stuff that I wanted to talk about. Because this weekend it's like a weirder, smaller show because it's not even at the Apex, because I guess the slap fighting finale is at the Apex.
Oh my good grief!
I know.
Wait, they're doing like even a reality show of the slap guys. Because I saw something and I saw these guys getting into a beef and it looked just like Chaff, and I was like, wait, who are these guys? And then they started. It's funny. I was like, it dawned on me that it was the slap fighting championship or whatever. Hey, look, I bet those guys is kind of chuffed too. I mean, you got to be somewhat chuffed to do that kind of shit.
Sure. Yeah. So what else has been going on in your life, Renato? Or if people have any questions, I'm trying to think. There was something else I wanted to talk to you about.
Well, first of all, I've been recovering. Okay, so that's part of what's going on with me.
Yes.
Second of all, I know that you always wanted to know what I'm watching and shit like that. Well, I'll tell you something. I was late to the party on this one. I don't know why I was, because I was interested when it first came out, but it's been out for a few years now. That fucking Waco series.
Oh.
About David Koresh.
Yeah.
And it have one of your favorite, your boyfriend Taylor Kitsch. Taylor Kitsch is play Dave Koresh. You understand that? He have a mullet. He have those glasses. Listen.
Why ruin something so pretty?
Let me tell you something. I'll put it to you this way. He's always been just fine. Okay, whatever. I know he's great looking. Everybody know he's great looking. But in terms of his acting was not bad. But it never
Friday
was
Night
like.
Lights, he's great. Riggins.
No, hold on. I'm not saying. Listen. His acting was never bad. I never was like, this guy's not a good actor. but I never went, oh my God, I gotta see the new Taylor Kitsch joint or whatever. You understand? In this shit, you could swear that it's fucking David Koresh. Like he's doing the heel like he clearly he invested himself in this shit.
Cool.
He lost all this fucking weight and he looks like shit and he's look cracked out, you know what I mean? And he's really channeling that shit because we both remember when that shit happened.
Yeah.
So I mean, and they did a great job. It's good. It's fucking good. And they also doing something called Waco Aftermath now. It's just about to come out, and it's like what the effect of what the FBI did on that compound, what effect it had on homegrown terrorists and shits like that, and how Timothy McVeigh was inspired by Koresh and the way that the FBI mishandled that shit, and it grew a lot of homegrown terrorists because of that situation.
Yeah,
and then you have this negotiator who was dealing with Koresh, and now he's fucking around with dealing with what's his fucking name, Timothy McVeigh and all this stuff, and it looked good, and they have that guy who looks like he's a villain. The good guy in it is this guy who looked like a villain. He plays Zod in the shitty new Supermans.
Okay, I've still not played
Michael Shannon.
Oh, the one who looks like Dave Letterman, who played Dave Letterman.
Yeah. He
played Letterman in the Late Show movie or whatever. Remember they made a movie
about
he played the whole Leno.
No, he didn't play Letterman. He looks like he should have played.
No, he did.
No, I'll make you a bet.
He did then.
The flaming gay guy from
you're right, that redheaded guy. The redheaded guy.
No, the flaming gay guy from Best in Show.
Really?
I guarantee because
with the kimonos. No,
that's how good he was in that shit.
I don't think so.
What you want to put on it? You want to put your money where your big fucking mouth is, Karyn? Do you want? How much you want to bet? You seem to know. First it's Michael Shannon. Now it's somebody else, a head.
I say $5.
$5. What I'm gonna do with $5 doesn't even buy $5 these days, Karyn. I want something else.
I was gonna take you to dinner, but you never let me.
No, I don't want something that's a check hider. I want something that's really gonna hurt you.
You can super chat and stuff, but from the donations, I was going to take you to dinner at Crossroads.
I want something that's going to hurt your pocketbook,
or you're on the lam, or you're hiding, or you're something, and I can't go out in public on the demonstration. So I have
the paparazzi. Dinner. You don't have the burden of the paparazzi finding me at this venue.
I'm just saying you're the one who's been unavailable. I have actually tried to take you out.
Let's say $10,000.
Sure.
Okay. Somebody look it up for
IMDb. I got the IMDb app right here. I'm talking about the one that was called like the Late Show or whatever, and it was a whole thing about.
I know what you're talking about.
The whole thing about the like late night shenanigans that went on.
I know.
Which is, by the way, one of my favorite words.
I remember the shenanigan, and I remember what the fuck I'm talking about.
Okay, so it wasn't the Late Show.
You're gonna be disappointed. You're gonna be shocked and dismay when you found this.
I don't know. I may owe you 10 grand, but let's see. Late Show movie. It's not here. Like, what was it called?
Maybe The Late Shift.
Oh, was that it? Yeah, it might have been. But that was, I think, wait, what the heck?
Just put David Letterman fucking Jay Leno movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. I should do that. Letterman Leno. Sorry.
How many people think, what should I make her to have to do when she's home? Everybody, let's come up with a good one for her.
Wow, really? Is that what we're doing here?
Someone said go braless. Now I want to see those cheeks. I want you to show the people
No,
your
yeah,
cheeks.
the late shift. So the cast was,
What? Let's see who the
yeah,
cast was.
that's crazy. Yeah, you're saying that guy played Letterman. I'm telling you, the other guy played Letterman as well. So what is that guy's name? Michael Shannon. Yeah.
Oh, look, wait, hold on. Let's not breeze over this. So, in fact, the gentleman
Yes,
that
sir.
I said,
You were correct.
okay, so you owe me either $10,000, you gotta show your naked cheeks on the
Well,
podcast right now.
that's never gonna happen.
You gotta do a naked jump rope from behind, boy.
Yeah. Wow. I swear, like everybody
Wow,
says he should
indeed.
play him, but I guess he hasn't played him. I swear to God, he's played him. I
People
stand
swear
corrected. I
people
sit
swear a lot of
corrected.
stuff,
I sit
but Yoko
corrected. I
Hanach
could have
knows
sworn
everything.
it was Michael Shannon.
That's
Because
why
every
you.
time I see him, I'm like, he looks like Letterman.
Well, that's why you're gonna be put you in the poorhouse now from this. But oh, listen, I don't
I need
disagree.
to jump
I
out too,
never
so
put
maybe
that together.
thick at this right now.
I never put this together. You hide, by the way. That he do look like. That's why I laughed. He do look like fucking David Letterman.
Just like him.
But in any case, I never really cared one way or another about him. But he really started to grow on me in this series. It was not too shabby.
Cool.
The
And
fucking
it's
Waco
called
one.
it's called
Well, the first one, the
Waco.
first series is just called Waco on Showtime. And then
Mhm.
the new one haven't even came out yet. It's about to come out, and it's called Waco Aftermath. And I think it deals with the trial and all of the shit that the FBI did wrong, and a lot of cover up and shit in that case. But then also
Mhm.
the fallout from a lot of
Gotcha.
people who was inspired.
Thank you, James
Ooh,
Cruz, for the donation. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate that too.
So yeah, a lot of things about the people who inspired it and everything too.
Well, now that Kohash in the mishandling of that situation, which Kohash was not some good guy. He was kind of a piece of shit. But
Mm.
two things can be the height at the same time. He could be a guy that was up to no good and was doing stuff that he should have to answer for. But at the same time, there's a way you go about it, and you don't do a lot of shit that the FBI did to take him down, and took down a lot of people who maybe was misguided by this fucking guy and didn't deserve to die.
Gotcha. It is
Um,
sad when people like get in cults and stuff like that. Like when you think about
it's
that you just
horrifying.
randomly follow somebody and kill yourself and stuff like that. I don't want to give, well, whatever. There's a movie out right now that's been pretty popular that has that kind of a vibe to it. And I
Why?
remember watching it and I'm like, man, that's just crazy. Like that's crazy to feel that way, that you commit yourself to somebody to
Oh,
the
Big
point
Mama House 3.
where you kill yourself for somebody else. Like,
Well, what
we're
movie
all
you
gonna
talking
sign
about,
this
first of
pact,
all?
and well, it kind of gives away a lot of the
Oh,
movie,
then
so I
don't
yeah,
tell.
that's what I'm saying. I don't want to
But
spoil it. Because
but
when it comes to that part and that kind of when you get that revelation, you're sort of like, wait, what?
well, what happens, I think, is the situation is because we always look at these people and go, how the fuck could you be that dumb, or that? What the fuck is wrong with you? But these people is never at a high point in their life. These people, the common denominator is they always lost. They at the end of their hope.
Mhm.
They're at a very, like, they're not thinking straight. They might be severely depressed or anxious or whatever. They find somebody who have some kind of answer, some kind of thing for them to grab onto in the storm, or at sea. They at sea,
Yeah.
and they found like just one life preserver or whatever, and that's why they're able to build a whole narrative around this guy being, because they're putting all their hope. Like, if he's not correct, then I'm fucked. So
Yeah.
he's gotta be right. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then you start making you build your whole fucking belief system around this guy, because is built on some shaky ground, your recovery from whatever you was going through.
Yeah, it's just scary. It's scary.
That's why
It's
a lot of
scary. But
people, alcoholics and stuffs, and people who get reformed from that kind of shit, they oftentimes will go dive into one religion or another.
mm-hmm,
And the only religion that's healed is the one, my God.
mm-hmm.
The other ones is crazy.
The church of Juju.
I hope that I don't detect some sarcasm in there. Careful.
La
May
igreja
God,
de Jiu-Jitsu.
may God strike you down.
Oh my God. Thanks, my God.
Oh, I don't like your tone. Right, something leaves something to be. It leaves something to be desired. Boy, I'm sorry, my
Yeah,
God.
I'm something to be
That's.
desired.
Oh God. Oh boy. You, you forgive them, my God, for they not what they always do. Oh.
Hey, um, yeah. I have to ask you, were you ever a roller skating guy? Like, were you back in the day
Now, so I don't have anything against that, but no, I was never a roller skating guy. But I will admit this: I would like to be more of a roller skating guy because the handful of time I've probably been roller skating 3 times in my whole fucking life. I had a blast. The only thing is like you only ever go on like somebody's birthday or something. It's like
right?
it's like bowling or something. It's like I don't go roller skating.
Well,
But I
back in
had
New York, though, where people would just go on the weekends, you just go to Central Park and skate, though.
now because I was more of a bike. I had a bike, and yeah, I just go around on my bike. But I would do this. I would go into Central Park and watch the fucking chicken heads going around in the stuff like that. And there wasn't a whole lot of straight guys in that mix there. But
No, there were some boys in some very short shorts.
boy, oh boy, though, the to watch those girls doing that stuff, and like they put one leg up like that and start doing that stuff, and doing some like, well, they used to call them
Where
cunt
you have the
splits or
cones
whatever.
and you cross over, the cones go
Uh,
backwards. And
Caralho, and I can see those. Oh, okay. Had a mind to put a cones in there for them to do some figure eights around that one.
because yeah, I love roller skating, and it really is fun, and it's so different because I can inline skate too, and I like doing that, like just in general, the
What is
sort of
inline sketch?
like the rollerblades as
Oh,
opposed to
that's
roller
what most of
skates.
them was on. I mean,
Well,
at
what
that
I'm
time,
saying, I like old school roller skates too, with the four wheels or
I
whatever.
prefer that too. I
Yeah,
mean, the way it looks, at least,
I prefer roller skates, but I
it
can
looks
rollerblade.
sexy.
And but I also can ice skate, but I like, it's kind of like how I like jumping rope more than running. It's same thing with like roller skating, like, yeah, it's like you're dancing, you're grooving along, like it's such a fun, liberating feeling. I don't know why I asked you, just because of I heard something about a podcast the other day, and this guy, or it was on one of those like the Moth radio or whatever, some guy talking like some story about like some old roller skating club, and
Well,
in
I love that shit.
Chicago
I
or
love
something
the
like
idea.
that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love old footage. When I look at stuffs about that chimey, I'm like, oh, caralho. And there's some movie that I've been meaning to catch that's like the star of it is Linda Blair from fucking
Really?
Exorcist, but as when she's a little more grown up, when she's like maybe 19, 20, and she was
Right.
in one of these. It was like for that fad, there was a time when Holo Disco became so popular that there was
For
like, we got to do
sure.
a movie. And the lead in it is a guy who was no actor, and he was like the best of that. I think they was trying to be like, yo, we got to make something like a Saturday Night Fever. But it's
Right.
like
But cash
that.
in on the sort of like the
And I
zeitgeist
thought
of
it
the
might be
roller
just
skating.
called Holo Disco. I can't remember the name of it, but
So
and
creative.
I saw some
Everybody's so
clips from it,
creative.
and I was like, oh my God, I gotta see this shit. And it just looked so much fucking fun. And the chicks, the way they was dressed, and they have the little short shorts with the piping, like
Yeah.
the
Oh my God. Of
I
course.
just
Everybody had
and the
those.
high socks and all that. Oh God, be still my
Yeah.
heart. And I bet you, but you do some ice skating and stuff. What do you do, like a triple camel chow or whatever? What's that one called? Or what do you call camel chow? Camel what? Camel clutch?
Sow cow? The triple sow cow? I don't know that it has the
Don't they
triple
have a
camel
camel
toe.
something?
Camel toe, sow cow, camel toe.
Camel chow chow.
I could see where you might get a little confused.
The triple camel chow. Um, where you do a split and then it touch the
You're a
ice.
fool. You're a fool. And then it
Yeah.
melts.
That's like when you get oysters on the half shell, it's like under the bed of ice. I'm gonna bring some Chabasque and some horseradish. Oh God, are you?
Speaking of Tabasco, my kid and I, we still crack up about
Oh,
Drake putting the hot sauce on the condom. Remember that? Like
I
a year
remember
ago,
that. This
like
fucking guy.
so
Yeah, I
silly,
remember that.
but so funny. We still just crack up at that. Yeah, we
Drake is
just crack
something
up at
else.
that.
This guy is
We just
having
crack
the
up
time of his life.
big time. Hey, question for you, and I meant to
Yeah.
get a graphic of it, and I just kind of failed and sort
What?
of whatever. But have you seen, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers have seen, the app in Japan, or it's not even just an app, it's like a thing that you put your phone in that has the lips so that you can
I
kiss
seen that.
the.
Hey, look.
How creepy is that thing?
First of all, that's creepy. I would love. I don't know if you ever been in a long distance relationship. I'll probably never. Hopefully, I'll never be in one again. It would be interesting in that case. It would be
Mhm.
interesting to see if there would be something to that. Now, if what if you put your Johnson onto that one? Can he create that?
It, it doesn't.
Or can you imagine I put mine and it overload the whole system, the whole app is shut down? You know how sometimes Twitter or one of these things is like the whole system is fucked up because of them?
Mhm.
They're like this, Carayo, abort. Something is wrong with
Yeah,
that.
abort for sure. Definitely abort.
Abort. Abort. Something is wrong with the system. Shut it down, boy. The socket, that's the mainframe. Carayo. Yeah.
Danger,
Eh,
Will
Yeah,
Robinson.
danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Um,
Something is happening. It's like the
I'm
lawnmower,
sure.
man.
I'm
Yeah.
sure someone will try that. I just think that it's like the
It's desperate.
creepiest, and it's the
We go like
weirdest.
this.
Like,
Look,
yeah, and like I'm kissing that, and it's like depending on how hard
it's
you. Dude,
sad.
come
Yeah,
on, that is so creepy.
it's sad. But then, okay, think of it this way: what if I think that we're looking at it too serious? Obviously, if you even try something like that with your significant other or someone you're fucking with, your guys is more probably half comedy because you guys is like, wait,
I would
you're
hope.
probably just laughing about it and kind of having a good chimey, almost like how there's certain certain sex toys is dead serious, but you know how certain stuff is like, if you was to bring this home, you're not like, okay, honey, let me give you the triple dipple fucking whatever. It's like
They're
there's a
joke.
little bit of like play and silliness and
Sure.
childlike nature about it. Like for
Yeah.
instance,
Well,
those stupid dice that where you hold it and the person gotta do whatever it says on the
whatever it
dice,
says
like
is on
blow
there.
job or
Yeah.
whatever fucking shit. I doubt when you're playing it, you're serious as a heart attack. I doubt you're like, okay, honey, we're playing this. Okay, daddy needs a new pair. Oh shoot, you know what I mean? Like you're probably playing it
Right.
and you guys is half fucking laughing your ass off about it.
Right. I would imagine. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Wait, I wanted to look and see if there was any questions here from the
From the peanut gallery,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
from the
yeah,
penis
yeah,
gallery,
yeah. From the
the peanuts gallery. Wait, hold on. What?
well, just people talk about, like the old.
what made them think of that? Somebody go, can you imagine Uncle Hanacha as an air traffic controller?
Oh my God. No,
You wouldn't be
Uncle
getting, you better call your parents and say that you love them if I'm in there. Um,
I could
oh,
just
well,
see
you know
you with
what's
like the
funny?
female pilots, like, ooh, you sound well, don't you sound sexy?
The female pilots would be
You'd be
interesting
kicking
me.
it to the female pilots.
I would be like in fucking airplane or whatever. I would be like in there. They come in. I would let women do like how they used to have little kids come visit the cockpit.
Yeah.
I would let any women's come up there and go, oh, caralho. I say, you like movies about gladiator? I say, you ever seen a grown man
Oh
naked?
man, naked.
Yeah. You like to
Oh
hang
my God.
around gymnasiums?
I tell you, sometimes those movies, if you're in the right mood, I swear to God, are just so funny. Like
It's
all
the
the
best
like,
medicine.
the sort of Naked Gun airplane stuff, it's so insipid, but the hits just keep on coming. Like it's joke after joke after joke after joke after joke.
It's relentless, and they're great too. Like
it's so fun.
The kid bring the coffee. He goes, "Excuse me, would you like some coffee?" And she's like, "Why, thank you. Come sit down, please." And then he's like, "Cream or whatever," and she goes,
"Right,
no, I take mine black, like my man or whatever." And then he's like, "Oh, and the brothers who speak jive and just all that stuff and you have all those guys in the fucking shower. You have Lloyd Bridges. You have Robert Stack.
Totally.
Too much good stuff in there. And Leslie Nielsen is still any scene he's in, he's still the fucking show.
His ability to deadpan the most ridiculous
things. Incredible. We lost a great. He's a national treasure.
He had that hangdog face too.
He's the fucking best. I love Leslie Nielsen. Everybody in that is amazing. Everybody did their part.
His face.
Everybody. And then every time the guy tell the fucking story, like you see, like the old lady fucking hanged herself. The one guy is like lighting himself on pouring gasoline. One guy does the fucking
Eric,
yeah.
Did anybody watch? I know it was on the same time as our fights. Did anybody watch the Chris Rock special live? Because
not yet. I still gotta see that.
Yeah, well, I saw him perform a few months ago. My friend and I went to see him live at like the Kodak Theater.
And so you probably saw the same material.
Yeah, he was definitely prepping the material. So I want to watch it and see like how much of it I might remember or whatever.
I'm sure it's everything.
He was great.
I'm sure it's the whole thing, though. I'm sure it's the whole shit.
He was great.
You already seen it. Yeah, I seen clips. There's one clip going on about the Will Smith stuffs.
Oh, I bet that would be the one that everybody.
That's the one that keep going on. Because he looked like he's still fuming. I would be too. I mean,
yeah. Well, and that's the thing that everybody went for. Although I remember, Chris Rock has that policy, like when you go to his shows.
Oh, no camera.
You have to put your cell phone in a pouch.
Good. You have to.
And there's no phones in the.
All the big comedians do that now.
I know, it's great.
Yeah, they should do that. I mean, fuck it. They're gonna ruin all the good stuff.
Yeah, because all that stuff would have been out on the internet already.
100%.
Just put all that out. Yeah.
For free, Karyn.
Yeah.
Not like us. Who they think he is? Us putting out quality shit for free.
For free. For free.
Right, for the goodness of our heart.
That's right.
Oh, by the way, you know how it's always like pulling teeth to get people to ask questions on here?
I know.
The funny thing I noticed, it just dawned on me when I do my Greenthumb before and tell people to come.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get them to stop asking questions. Like I ask I start talking, it's question. There's a 10,000 questions. I can't get you enough. It just dawned on me. I go, okay, listen, go over to fucking YouTube behind now.
Right.
Start asking those same questions, and then cricket. The only cricket we hear cricket there and also cricket here. It's a goddamn shame, Poha, because we want to answer your question. But then sometimes it's mom's the word over here.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Unless it's just a totally different audience.
It can't be. Because people like to do the peanut gallery the whole time.
Yeah,
here.
I don't.
They just don't ask pertinent questions.
And you don't remember the kind of questions they were asking, huh?
How did the jokes about a bush go over when you
saw
this
is true though. See, now here's the thing, right? Well, I was going to say, like with D&D saying the jokes and the airplane are subtle. The grandma speaking Joe, I wouldn't fly today. Like it is interesting.
Okay, you couldn't do that. You couldn't do that. You couldn't make that brand new now, but you can sure as fuck watch it. They're still showing it, so, and you can still own it. You can still watch it streaming. So knock yourself out. I mean, listen, the times change. I mean, trying to think of stuff. There's a lot of shit that I watch and love that it's of a certain time that maybe for good reason they stop making that shit. But it don't.
Some of the stuff you're like, yeah.
I'll give you a perfect example. Like, I think there was a oh, I don't want to ruin a movie if I say that. I don't know. Let's say there could be something. Let's say there's something where in an old black and white movie where a guy smacks a woman and goes, "Keep your mouth shut," see, or something like that.
Right.
Now, yeah, I don't condone that, and it's of a different time. But that don't mean that I can't still watch that,
And
and
enjoy the movie.
I
Right.
can still enjoy that one, and I can still enjoy it in the context. Um, Perfect example of this. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. And I think maybe we even talked about this. And I don't want to get on a Goodfellas conversation. Okay, but I was listening to a podcast where it was all about Goodfella, and they was talking about how great it's a classic movie, all this stuff. And then somebody had to go, yeah, but there's a lot of problematic stuff that wouldn't fly now.
About
To
Italians.
even think that is crazy to me because of that would be like saying we can't show them murder anybody. We can only show them like punch somebody in the nose or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because listen, these guys was murderers. These guys was stone cold killers. These guys kill each other. Of course, they was using the N word. Of course, they was
Yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah,
about
yeah,
saying
yeah.
homophobic stuff. Whatever the fuck they're saying. It's a portrait of these kind of people. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, is a
Killer. Oh my
portrait.
God.
Is literally a portrait of a serial killer.
That's an amazing
Um,
movie.
if we talk, you have to show all these things with all the dirty parts and all of the underbelly.
Right. That's the point.
It's not that Scorsese is saying this is how I feel. I'm sure also Scorsese don't like to put an ice pick in somebody's brainstemmy when they're going out for Danish.
Right.
Okay, he's showing you what these people was up to, and
Right.
the fact that some people can't understand that is boggle the mind to
But
me.
I will say it's interesting because I've been telling people I've been going through some different things of my old videos and stuff like that and digitizing it. Even I've seen some things on the shows
Yeah,
where we wouldn't do that now. Like that would not, they would not have gotten away with that. Like I'm
and
now
fair
somebody, and not that I wouldn't have,
and
because
fair
I'm
enough.
not the type to complain about things. And there are things that for the most part, I let fly. But there was one thing on one of the tapes I was watching, and this guy said something, and I was like, seriously? But of course, there's nobody there to be an ally for me
To
on the
have your
set.
back or
And
whatever.
so
Yeah,
this thing of course, gets on, and I was like, man, that was not cool.
yeah, and you know what? Sometimes that's the way the cookie crumble. I mean, different times. There was a time in those times we didn't have cell phones. You know what I mean? We didn't
Right.
have. It was simply a different time. That would be like saying, "Oh, well, we couldn't." You know, oh, I saw us using a payphone in that one. I couldn't do that nowadays. Well, no shit. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
yeah, because it was fucking 20 years ago. Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? I
Right.
mean, it's as if because we advance ourselves in society means that we have to pretend that we never used to talk on a fucking payphones or something. Or it's like,
Right.
no, let's look at that stuff and
Right.
understand. Yeah, it was different back then. Yeah, things was different. The thinking was different back then.
Yeah.
Or let's say the thinking, even if the thinking wasn't different for yourself, the thinking was different in the mainstream or in the media or whatever. People hadn't caught up, and that's how you learn about shit. That's how you
Well,
learn.
for example, like with Richard Giosio saying, could the Red Hot Chili Peppers still perform with socks? Like
Yeah,
I have a
I don't
T-shirt with
know.
them just in their socks and stuff
No.
like that. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I suppose they can. I don't know the decency laws. I guess some places now they're making laws against drag performers and stuff like that. So I don't know, yeah, what the
Yeah.
decency laws would be if they would let the Chili Peppers perform in just their
That's why it's
socks. I'm not
dangerous.
really knowing that.
That's why I think it's dangerous. I know sometimes we want to silence the shit we don't like and let the shit we like live. But
Hmm.
that's the trade-off because people don't realize a lot of the people that complain. Perfect example, the drag stuffs. Okay,
Hmm.
I don't have a dog in that fight, but the same people who don't want that, let's say when people complain about like let's say a Kanye West, or Kyrie Irving or whatever say stuff about Jews or something. Let
Mm-hmm.
them talk. Let them say what they want to say. It's freedom of speech. They can do whatever. And then you go, wait a second now. We can't have it both ways. That's how freedom of speech or freedom of expression works. It means it's not the height for you to say whatever you want. It's the height for the people you don't want to be able to talk, to be able to talk. That's really what it boiled down to. And that's it's a tough one. It's not easy.
It is, but the thing about I will say this, and I know we're not really a political show here, but I will say this: it's a
Well, we're
slippery
talking
slope.
about philosophy. We're not talking about
It's a slippery slope from saying you can't perform in drag, and because now we're going to ban all these drag performers because they're a bad influence on children. Well, guess what? When Halloween rolls around, how are you going to start to determine which things are quote unquote drag, which things aren't, which things are harmful to children? So now, what
yeah.
do you ban Halloween to?
Listen, it's like this. There was a situation where years ago there was this ACLU case. Okay, now we may think we're for free speech, right? You and I, we probably think, yeah, I'm for free speech, but there's very few people that is would put their money where their mouth is, and I don't. I admire this because I don't know if I have this kind of conviction. There was a situation where I think it was somewhere in the early '70s. I want to say where there was this case, and he went to the Supreme Court or whatever, and it was about freedom of speech having to do with neo Nazis, but like Nazis in America. Okay, now of course you made a face. I feel the
I know,
same
but they
way.
have the right. It just
Now I feel
sucks
the
'cause you
same
don't want to
way.
hear it.
Now here's a trip. The ACLU lawyer who had to defend these guys, who didn't give the case to someone else, was a Jewish man
Right.
whose grandparents or whatever was in the Holocaust.
Auschwitz. Oh my God.
Yeah, so now this
They
guy is
stupid.
getting it from his people, his whole everybody's outraged. How the fuck you could do this? And he says, I believe in freedom of speech in this country. And this is
Mhm.
how much I believe in that one. Okay, because in order for us, and if you shut these guys, yeah, of course we don't want them saying
We don't want to
what
hear
they're
this,
saying.
but if you shut this out,
And
what else are you going to shut out?
that's a hell of a, like, when you ask yourself, because we all believe in that shit up to a point. We all
Mhm.
have a breaking point because we also believe in the legal system. Everybody have their day in court and all that kind of stuff. In theory, I believe in that. But then when you see someone who's a lawyer who is like defending, let's say, one of these mass shooters or whatever, Parkland
Mhm.
shooter, one of these people, you look at that person, you say, look at this piece of shit defending these
Yeah.
people. But then at the same time, if you believe in this, if you believe in Jewish prudence, I don't believe in prudence, but I believe in Jewish
There is
prudence
right.
or Jewish prudence or whatever. Okay. So but that's where does my line, obviously I have a line, so I'm never willing to put my money where my mouth is to up to a certain point. But I
Mhm.
think a lot of people don't realize that they own, at least I see it, at least I can see my hypocrisy. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't
Well,
even
that's good that you recognize it.
not even aware of the hypocrisy, where they just like, no, I want everything I don't like, they should be shut down. Every stuff I like, hey, what the fuck you doing? Infringing on my rights,
Mm, mm, mm. James Cruz with a donation. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. With a question saying, do you guys have specific movie scenes or
Oh,
show scenes that you look
oh,
up on YouTube from time to time? I found
well,
myself looking up the Raging Bull steak scene the other day.
so
Awesome. It
perfect
defeats its own
fucking
purpose.
James Cruz, perfect example because I too have looked up that scene just to enjoy that one. And I fucking what I see in poor it's like honey, don't overcook it. You
Wait,
overcook it, it defeats its
don't
own
overcook
purpose.
it.
It defeats its own purpose. And then she's like, it's not ready yet. And he's like, bring it over. It's like a piece of charcoal. Bring it over. You want your steak? You want your steak? Here. You want it before it's finished? You bothering me about a steak? And then later on, if you remember James Cruz, she talk about when they come up, his brother come up and stuff.
Mhm.
When Joey come up and he see them arguing, he goes, you call those peas, you call those carrots? And then she goes, you ate them, didn't you? He goes, I had no choice. I
Nice.
had no choice.
Oh.
God, I fucking love
So
that
good.
one. He's like,
I
honey,
wonder
honey,
what do,
you
I'm
overcook it.
trying to think if
It
there's
defeats its own purpose.
movie movies. I think sometimes I look them up with my kid or whatever. Like I'll be telling her about something and then
I
we'll
do
look
it all
up
the
or she
time.
yeah, she was looking up movies or not movie scenes, game scenes for me because I finally got the play PS5. And
Ooh.
so she's looking up different game scenes for me to help me decide on some games. But yeah, movie in terms of movie scenes, I do look up the scene from this movie called Once, which I love. It has
What's
Glenn.
that?
Well, you wouldn't like it.
Once. I
It's
don't even
about
want to
this.
see that even once, God on you.
It's about this Irish busker, a guy who like sings in the streets.
Yeah.
It's Glenn Hansard and Mariska something. And they won the Oscar for the song. I think they won the Oscar right for Falling
You know
Slowly.
what? I
But
said
it's
to that
about a
one.
guy, playing guitar in the streets, and then he meets a girl and falls in love, and will they or won't they get together or whatever. But
That
there's a
sounds like a heel
scene.
stinker.
Well, it's that's what I'm saying. Some people don't like it. It's not the fastest moving movie. It's a slow moving movie about musicians and stuff. But anyway, I think it's beautiful. But there's a scene in it that I do watch on YouTube all the time because I love the song called "When Your Mind's Made Up." But
Oh, God on you.
I'm not giving anything away. But they go to this. He wants to have a band, and they finally get money to cut their demo. And they go to the studio, and the engineer guy is just like, yeah, all right, whatever, guys. Like, go in there and do your thing. It's going to be another piece of crap, wannabe, nobody, good, like, you have no chance type thing. So the band sets up, and they start playing the song. And I just love this scene because they're playing the song and it's good. And the guy's like, the engineer's reading his paper, and he hears them. He sort of hears a few measures and stuff, and then he's like, wait a minute, you know
It's
what I
not
mean?
too
And then
shabby.
he puts the thing
Do you,
down, and then all of a sudden he's like, all
do you
right,
think
okay,
James Cruz
okay.
is glad he asked you this one now?
Yeah, and I don't know. And then he gets into the I don't care. And
I'm
then
kidding. I'm kidding.
and then he starts getting on the board and he's mixing it, you know what I mean? And then they're killing it, and then they play the song and it's great. And then the studio, the guy's like really feeling it, and you get this whole like joyous sense. And not only is the song great, but it's just this really cool moment
Well,
of like unity and this whole thing coming together. Like, I don't know. It's just a really cool scene in the movie.
I agree, but I think once was enough for me. Cara, eu teria that one. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It sounds like a heel. It sounds like a heel poignant. Uh, uh,
Yeah, the Irish sad movie with the song. That's exactly it,
yeah.
John Dill. It's beautiful. In
Oh,
fact,
John Dill, porra.
I almost watched it last night.
That's his
Maybe
João
I'll watch
Dill.
it tonight after the show. I
That's one of
almost
the
watched it
greatest
last night.
trial lawyer in the country.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Over 300 million in verdict, porra. João
VT,
Dill,
anybody? Whale. Yeah,
aka
we talked
the
about it.
heel
I feel
deal.
like we talked about it last week or 2 weeks ago. The Whale, the Brendan, I want to say Brendan Fitzgerald. Brendan, now that's because one time I called Brendan Fitzgerald
Brendan Fraser. I don't even know who is Brendan Fraser. I
on the
know
air. I
F.
said,
Scott
now the
Fitzgerald.
Brendan Fraser octagon side. I was like, nope,
I know.
that's not Brendan Fraser.
I know Brandon Fitzgerald. Wait, Brandon Fitzgerald. I don't even know who is Brandon Fitzgerald.
The
I know
UFC guy who calls the
Fitzgerald
fights.
Orange. Huh?
Brendan Fitzgerald is the guy who calls the fights. If it's not John,
Oh,
it's
that
Brendan.
guy. I'm thinking of something else, God, are you? But I
And I'm
haven't
saying,
saw the whale.
and I called him Brendan Fraser on the air one time. But the Whale, the movie, the Whale stars Brendan Fraser, and it's
I'm gonna
very
wait
good.
for a VHS, Carayo, because I don't need to see that with the crowd. Because you
I
think
watched it at home.
yeah, I'm gonna saw that at home because I don't need to see what are people gonna go. Whoo! He's just trying to get out of bed. He's eating himself to death. Huh? Whoa! Like, you know what I mean?
It's
Like,
good. It's very good.
no, I'm sure it's good, but I can watch that kind of shit at home alone, Carayo.
I
Um,
thought.
um,
Did anybody heard of Skinamarink? Okay, what about Skinamarink? It's got bad reviews, but I'm still intrigued. I don't even know what Skinamarink is.
I don't know. You skinny hink.
Oh, hey, Creed 3, Jay Crockett's in Creed
I'm
3
not
was good.
surprised.
Okay,
Listen,
I haven't seen it. Who's seen it? Who
listen.
else
The
has seen it?
first two was great. I mean, not let's not say great. The first two was entertaining,
Great
and
movies.
yeah, so I could see myself watching the third one. I don't have a
But
problem
doesn't
with
it
that.
go somewhere darker? Because like I said, I'm only quoting. I didn't like I say. It's funny. Don't you do that sometimes? Where you're like I said, and it's only you say it because you think it in your brain, but you never actually said it yet. But then you go, like I said, and I just said there, and I hadn't even said it yet.
Listen,
But
go ahead.
but I saw a headline or something where Stallone said he deferred from being in the movie, right? Because he's not in the movie, and he said he didn't want to be in it because he's like, I didn't really like the direction that Michael B. Jordan was taking it, and he took it to like a much darker place or something like that.
Wow.
And he said he wouldn't have gone darker or something with it. Yeah, so then I was intrigued, but I'm like I said, that's just kind of a headline, and I don't know the context.
Well, how fucking dark? I mean, how dark was that last handball in Mexico or whatever? God, are you? I mean, how much fucking darker could it be?
Dark movie? I don't know.
Maybe because he fight another black guy, he's like, that's too dark.
Funny. Name the movie. Quote: "The balls roll funny for everybody, kiddo." I gotta believe that's either the dude.
I know what that is.
Isn't that the dude? Isn't that?
No, that's fucking The Color of Money, porra. Come on.
Oh, The Color of Money. Oh, because I was thinking it was, what do you call it? You know, with Jeff Bridges.
I know what you thought, but you thought wrong. You was also thinking, what's his name?
What is that movie?
David
Why am
Letterman.
I blanking on that?
The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski. Right, that's a good movie. It's Big Lebowski. It's funny. I was just talking about bowling today too with Be Real, because I was saying I have a bowling ball that says Special K on it. It's bright pink, and it says Special K. And the reason I have it is because
you used to do a lot of Special K back in the day, a lot of ketamine.
No, but I used to do press junkets, and I did the press junket for the movie Kingpin. And at press junkets, a lot of time you would get like, they would give you like a goodie bag, or like, you know,
they gave you a whole fucking bowling ball.
They gave me a bowling ball. They had people from Brunswick in the hotel room with the machine to drill the ball holes. So they took my measurements and drilled a ball for me. And then they said, like, what do you want on it? You could get it engraved with your name. So yeah, mine says Special K on it, and it's bright pink. So it's one of those balls. Like if I go to a cosmic bowl, like a glow in the dark bowl, whenever it glows.
That's a good memorabilia.
It's a really cool thing to have. My own.
You almost shouldn't use that one because I love that movie. I mean, that's like a piece of memorabilia.
And it says Kingpin on it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, keep that. Don't fuck with that. Get a different bowling ball.
I've used it. I mean,
I love that movie. That movie's I think that's a forgotten gem at this point.
Dude, Bill Murray's comb over in that movie is hilarious.
And talk about his ball in that one with the holes in the middle. That fucking
Kingpin is hilarious.
And it's funny that you say Kingpin. Kingpin, a lot of the story of how the shit went hung for him is based on, like, they're doing a check on The Hustler, which what he just mentioned was fucking the sequel to the fucking Hustler. But you know, like cheating, hustling at pool, and he get the shit kicked out of him. That's what they got, that thing where they put his hand in there and stuff. Yeah, it's like a cross between that and Howling Thunder.
It's good. It's good. Did you ever watch Son of the Beach? I have seen that. That was an old, like,
I did. Show. That was in fact, I did with the sexy black girl on that one. I did like a little other shitty TV show with her. She was so fucking gorgeous.
Was her name Cynthia?
No, I don't believe so. Son of the Beach was like a check off on fucking Baywatch or whatever. Right. It was like a funny ass Baywatch.
And it was that guy, that lanky,
that skinny fucking dude. Right. Yeah. And I think it was, you know what?
I watched it.
It was produced by Howard Stern, porra.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I remember.
And the girl on that.
I remember seeing it, but I don't.
The girl on that was the same girl in the Vibrant Thing video, and I remember I got a chance to work with her, and it was fucked up because she had a boyfriend, and I was constantly trying to be like, listen, you need to think that one. Yeah. And I was working on her. I was like charming her every day. I was making her laugh, and I felt like I was getting somewhere, Carayo. But she wasn't married, but she had a dude, and I was like, Carayo, this fucking lame.
Is that your move to make him laugh first?
Well, you gotta get in there. You gotta get in there somehow, porra. You know, I mean, if you're swimming upstream, like she already had somebody, you know what I mean? So like she wasn't. I feel like I could have been in there if it wasn't for Joe Blow or whatever, you know.
Do you have guaranteed lines, or do you just improvise?
No. You have to do a custom make that ones. The guaranteed lines, that stuff is corny shit.
I don't know. I would feel like some people might feel like they have a line opener, like a way to introduce yourself to people that works.
No. I don't like that. That's not my style. Now, having said that,
or just by like asking the time, or like a gimmick to get into the conversation.
Oof. is so transparent. You know what? I can tell because when gay dudes try to do that to me in West Hollywood, it's so lame. Like I think to myself, do you think I'm fucking stupid? You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
better off just saying, hey, listen, guy, you know what I mean? Whatever. And then I could just go, no, I'm not interested. Instead of let's not pussyfoot a hound. You know what I mean? Like let's not bullshit a hound. In fact, my line is maybe to be to approach. Like I don't got any lines, but I gotta get the fuck out of here. But I want to check you out sometime. You know what I mean? Like I might just throw it out the
Be
heel shit.
direct.
Yeah, and the only time I would even consider doing a line is if it was so bad that it was so clear that it was a complete fucking joke, and even
Right.
saying it is a joke. That's the only way I would even think about doing a fucking
I
line.
get that.
You know?
That makes sense. That makes sense because I know on the
Oh,
receiving end of it
I did a
that
cheap
if you
line.
know that, yeah, if you know it's a goof and that the person doesn't really mean it and that it's tongue in cheek or whatever,
Okay,
then that
I
can be charming.
I did a cheap line just yesterday. Okay, this is my version of a cheap fucking line. I had, I carry hoodie in my back. Now I can't play basketball or nothing. I had to go back to doing my fucking hiking
Hikes with your dog. Yeah.
because my jaw until that heel. Um, so I have her, and she look heel cute. She just have her arms sticking
In a
out, and her,
backpack.
she look like
Oh,
Yoda in there.
where's her face? Is she facing out or facing like is her head
She's
in the same
facing
direction as
toward
you?
this way. Imagine
So she's like
her,
hugging you from behind?
yeah, like her leg, her paws are there's
Oh,
holes in the thing, so
yeah,
paws
yeah,
come
yeah.
out like this, and then her
Oh,
neck is like that.
baby.
So she's just gonna like that,
So her
and
head's up near your head though?
yeah, and like she's on either side, like the head could be on this side or this
Oh,
side, and then
puppy.
she have one fucked up ear and one that's go like that. So she look heel cute, and it is kind of a showstopper or whatever. But these two chicks walk by, and this one goes, "Oh my god, so cute," or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, thank you," and then I was like, "Oh, God, you mean her or whatever," like, and then
Right.
she was like,
Oh,
"That you're bad," or whatever, and I'm like, "Oh no, no," you know what I mean? Like that. That's one
that's
that's
cute.
clearly
That's a meet
cheapo,
cute. That's cute.
but it's cheap shit, But and I know it's cheap, and she knows it's cheap.
Well, when
It's
she lobbed it, she knew it was an easy.
kinda so. It's like I think the thing is when you do it, you can't be throwing it out like you think it's filet mignon. You gotta
Right.
know, like, hey, I just threw you a piece of fucking I don't know what,
Spam. And
cold
I'm making
pizza, but
right.
like I don't think that this is anything more than what it is. You know what I
And I
mean?
know you're better than this, but this is funny.
Like that, kind of.
Right.
So I think in that case, it depends. But other than that, I don't come up and go, hey, were your parents my diamond or whatever the fucking jewel thieves or whatever
So,
stupid
did
shit,
you
or
see the
are you an
picture I shared
angel?
on Insta the other day to help advertise?
I'm not sure which one.
Hanato, I do admit that,
Mm,
yeah, I probably don't, like advertise the goods enough. And
true,
I
I
don't
agree.
show off enough, and I probably should more.
What you
Oh, I
should do
think
is
I
you
erased
should
it.
take
Hold
a
on.
photo shoot with some cheesecake pictures and then send them to
Well,
me, and I'm gonna approve that ones.
so
I'm gonna
I
look.
shared this the other day, right?
That's cute.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
there's
you
like
have some
booty.
cheese, some
So it's
cleavage
got
in
the
there.
booty in it and the thing. Yeah, and I said, like another Friday night, and I'm still and I'm still single. Like I'm starting to think I don't advertise enough. Like I guess I don't advertise enough. What the hell is the problem? How
Um,
the hell am I still single? Speaking of waiting to hear cute lines, like so then people are like, oh, you're intimidating. Like that's so BS. Like I'm not. I'm really friendly. I'm nice. Like
well,
what
you
is the
are. Oh,
deal?
hold on.
But
Let's.
I don't even see men in LA anyway, though. By the way,
True.
there are no
I
men.
don't. That's hard. It's hard anyway because a lot of time, true. Sometimes it just have to do with okay. Most of the time, you actually actively doing shit like picking up your kid or working or preparing for work or going to get some food to bring back, whatever. And you're not
Mhm.
like out there just doing leisure time. You know what I mean? So if you really think about it, there's not a lot of fucking opportunity during the week anyway, unless like let's say you're hiking like myself, where yeah, there is happens to be I'm not there for that, but there happen to be females on the fucking
Right.
hike. And I'm not there for that, but who the fuck knows? Sometime that kind of thing could come. This is the kind of staff that's here.
Oh.
Oh, caralho.
Well, there was a really cute dog at B-Roll's place today. This really gorgeous boxer that was just so sweet.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
maybe you can get a doggy, a male doggy.
No, I'm not getting a dog.
I'm kidding. Okay, enough. No,
I
yeah.
love dogs, but I'm not getting a dog.
So, okay, so back to the man. Now, I have to admit, if it's a case where someone knows who you are, they're going to be intimidated. Period. Now, that's not to say every fucking guy in
I think
LA
most
knows who
people
the
don't.
fuck you are.
I think
But
most people don't.
but if it's a person who does know who you are, let's put it to you like this. If there's some actress that I know who they are, it puts a little bit it puts a little bit of like there's
You think it's
almost
gonna be
this
a little extra harder? It's a little harder.
barrier, something you like, hmm, you know what I mean? Like you feel it's gonna be like, man, this is gonna be a this is gonna be a tough one. Unless
Yeah,
you're a kind of
yeah.
person who thrives on the adversity or whatever, which I don't get off on that. I like people who like me, you know. But there's some guys who like thrive on the hunch of getting like,
Right.
oh, she don't think I'm like, but oh, I'm like I told you, like I'm like a Count Chocula. I have to be invite in before I come in there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I like to see a glimmer on the eye. I don't want to like sell someone on trying to get at me, you know.
Right. Right.
So some people is gonna be like, this is a tall order or something like that, you
I
know.
get that. Whatever. It's just I just still can't believe it. Like I just can't believe it. And like I said, I don't even see guys. And then if I see them, they'll be like, "Oh, have you met my wife?" I'm like, "God damn it!" You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah,
sucks because it's
that's
just
part of
it's
life.
just
That's part of
really
life.
it
Eh?
sucks. It sucks. It sucks.
Um, mm,
It sucks. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hey. So one thing I wanted to ask you about. Wait. Who was I? Okay. So like, do you watch Better Call Saul
what's
or did you watch
Baracalso? What Baracalso? Baracalso. The fuck is Baracalso?
Better Call Saul?
Oh, Better Call Saul. Yeah, I seen that. I saw the first season, and then not that it was bad. You know what I do? I told you I binge shit, and then I watch too many of them so much that I have to take a break. And then by the time I break too long, I forget the fucking show, and I'm like, I got you know, it's like starting a book, and then you fucking halfway through, and then you go, let me take a break, and then you don't.
And
You're
then you
just like,
never go back.
fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That happens to me with every fucking show. I mean, so many shows I did that with. And
Okay.
these are great
Okay.
shows. Like for instance, perfect example, Peaky Blinders. I love the
Amazing.
fucking show. I watched the first two fucking seasons, but I watched
Yeah.
them too fast. I like stuff. I gorged myself on them. Like where I'm watching like
Yeah.
six in a hole. You know what I mean? Like a
Oh,
crackhead.
that's brutal. Yeah, you
You
really
know, like a
overdid it.
crackhead,
Yeah, you overdid it.
and then I get to the point where I'm like, I can't eat another bite of fucking Peaky Blinder. You know?
Yeah, I need to watch the last season. I didn't binge it quite as badly
Yeah.
as you did, but I know what you mean.
But I do that. I get like too crazy about a show. Like I dive in too much, and then it's like I don't know how to pace myself. That's why I think there's something true watching a show that don't let you do that. You know what I mean? Like an HBO
Totally.
show.
Well, that's the whole thing because it's Better Call Saul right now. My
Yeah.
kiddo and I are watching it, and we watch it a lot. And so, we'll watch a couple at a time, and then we'll watch a couple at a time, a few nights a week. And there are some other shows we mix in a little bit, but yeah, I get to the point where I'm like, bruh, I can't watch this again right now. Like I gotta take
Yeah.
a step back because it's gonna make me not appreciate. I don't want to make it feel like work. I like
Well,
the show too much.
that's what happens. Like it happens with songs all the time. I get so stuck on a song, and then I play it, and then one magical chime, it don't give you the drug hit that it was giving you, and it's
You have
just
the
over,
dopamine.
and you like, I have to put this on the shelf or an album, and you just I can't listen to this one more fucking time. I'm gonna go crazy. But
Then
a few days ago, you was going bonkers over the fucking song. You know?
it's true, but then you come back around sometimes a little while
Yeah,
back. Like,
yeah.
did you
Oh,
get
for
back
sure,
into? Obviously, a
for
lot of
sure.
people have. Like, have you been listening to De La Soul again now since everything's available for download?
Okay, I haven't, but I never stopped. You know what I mean? Just because I just fucking love those guys. You know?
Right, that makes sense. That makes
And
sense.
I have the YouTube premium. So
Oh, okay.
if you do that one, you can leave your phone closed and you can still hear all the music with
Okay,
no ads.
nice.
So
Yeah.
I
That makes sense.
and they have every fucking thing on YouTube. Um,
That
so
makes sense.
but
I did
well,
we I don't know if we talked about this before, and maybe we did. But we were just talking about the ads and things like and watching TV shows. But like, yeah,
mm.
has there been? I think we did maybe talk about this when you hear a song that you love or something like your jam, and then all of a sudden they use it in an ad
All
and
right,
they're selling it for something, and it
I
breaks your heart.
I have
It
to.
breaks your
So
heart.
it break my heart so much that I have to change the channel immediately because I do not. There's certain songs like for years and years, Led Zeppelin, were not allowed. The only fucking
Nobody
movie
used it.
even, the only movie even
I
that
know.
had it was fucking Fast Time at Hitchman High, and that was only because they knew Cameron Crowe when he was a kid, and they was doing him a solid.
And you only know which one it was after that. You know how long it took to get to the next one? Do you know what the next one was after that?
I think it was a Cadillac commercial. No,
No, it was all the
right.
way up until School of Rock.
Oh, hi. Okay. But then they really disappointed me because they did a Cadillac commercial and they used Hawk and Hall like been a long time, John.
Right.
And then there was other ones and I was like, listen, stop doing this. Fuck. You know what I mean? Because I don't want
Totally.
that. I don't want that. And now this was never my favorite song or something, but I was just at fucking Trader Joe. Speaking of Led Zeppelin, okay, I'm in Trader Joe like just a few hours ago,
We end
okay?
up talking about Led Zeppelin every week, by the way. It's so
But it's
weird.
funny that because this time it wasn't even my fault. I was there, and then this fucking song came on, and you got these guys, and they putting their shit, they're putting head peppers on the, they stocking up the stuffs, and it was like a Latino guy and a black guy, and they was just like, and then the Latino guy was like, man, would it kill the? Oh, well, the song that was playing was this will be an everlasting love. And the guy goes, "Would it kill them to play like fucking Led Zeppelin once in a while or something?" And I started laughing out loud and I go, "I know, right?" And I go, "This feels like they're playing the fucking Match.com playlist or whatever." And the dude fell out and he goes, "That's hype. That's what this fucking shit." And I said, "Yeah, when they do that with these songs, it's funny that you bring this up because we was just fucking talking about how they kill these songs." And listen,
Right.
I was never a big "this will be an
Yeah,
everlasting
and
love"
everlasting
fan,
love.
but at least I wasn't thinking about Match.com and like old people like dancing in the kitchen like doing like this, like him spinning a hound or
Dude,
whatever.
that's what I'm saying because I now there's a little like, Ozempic.
That's one of them.
It's like
They
that was
destroyed that not and another one. I'm not putting that one on any mixes anyway, but
right. I'm
still
not
it
putting it
was
on any
like,
mixes anyway. The one, but like, so like I said, like
oh,
they used like a Rolling Stone song, right? For
they use those all
something
the
for
time.
Applebee's. And I was like,
Ooh,
God damn it. Like you know what I mean? Like that to
nothing is
me
sacred. Yeah,
that hurt so much. It's
yeah.
freaking Applebee's. Like, come on, bro. It's
They
like
do
that
let
bummed me
they,
out.
they do Jimi Hendrix. There was one that did Fire for like some car commercial. It was like da, 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 da. You know that one? It was like Kia Sorento or whatever. And I was like,
That's not it,
kill
son.
me. Yeah, and I'm like, no, please don't do that.
If
Yeah.
it's gonna be that, it has to be something badass. If you're taking
Even don't
Hendrix,
do
like
that. Just
Hendrix is
don't do
a
that.
god.
Don't use that ones.
So
Now,
it hurts
here's
me. It hurts me. So I know
here's
there's some that come in these like these old people commercials, and you're like,
this is the
why?
only thing I co-sign. I do appreciate this. Every once in a while, some commercial will use an artist that nobody ever heard of, that
Hmm.
is some emerging artist, and the song is so good that I go and I look up or I go, Alexa, what, or whoever, you fucking
Yeah.
Siri, whatever, what is this shit? And then I get turned on to some new shit that's some underground shit. And I'm like, I would have never knew that if it wasn't for fucking Amstel Ultra or some shit or
That's true.
whatever.
That did happen to me. There was like a Citibank ad, and the song was a really fun party vibe ad. Like it was all
Yeah.
about like, like do one of those sort of bucket list things about like, you know what, F it, go all in, like go see your favorite band in Dubai or whatever. Like F it,
Uh-huh.
just go for it. You know what I mean? Or one of those things. And I remember the music in the ad, and I was like, yeah, that's a really good song. And I remember,
Well, that's what it could be good for. Let's do it in reverse. Let's show people shit artists that we never. Wow, this is I never would have heard this shit. Wow, but don't fuck up all beautiful songs and
I
stuff.
know
Ugh.
it hurts, but they're playing on that nostalgia. It's like you love the song, and then you're gonna pay attention to what the ad is for. But it just kills me when they're using this stuff, and you're like, dude, what?
It has the opposite. It makes me hate the company. I go, fuck these people. They're destroying my beautiful stuffs.
So how do you feel about this? Because this was something that we were talking about today when I was on B Real's show. For folks who missed it, if you didn't hear, B Real, from Cypress Hill, he does a bunch of podcasts, and I was on the Dr. Greenthumb show with him earlier today, which was really fun.
I can imagine. I can't wait to watch.
Oh yeah, you got to watch it. It's really fun. And if for those curious, yes, I do. If you know what happens on the Dr. Greenthumb show, and you're
wait a second, they smoke heal natural medicine on there. I thought it was tobacco. I thought they just put tobacco in the bong and stuff like that.
No,
unbelievable.
Today the bong did not make an
fucking
appearance. It's
believable.
there on the table. I was a little nervous about the gravity bong. But
they should be smoking all natural tobacco.
We had a really good time. But shoot, I was just saying there was something that we were talking about there, and now
song, the jingle,
the song and the jingle. Oh crap!
Selling out jingles.
I'll think of it in a second.
You was like out,
Yeah, I know it was about the Ozempic and the songs and the.
What they're gonna use?
I can't remember.
What they're gonna use? What you can't remember? What they're gonna use? I could just kill a man for Applebee's, like skillets, fucking skillets.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
I can't imagine. That's the sad part.
That's what we were gonna say. That's it. So I was saying, how cool is it, and how crazy is it? Speaking of those commercials, like how crazy is it the first time you see like Ice-T on that ad where he's like walking down the street.
That's
and he's with the old people.
The Cheerios. The Cheerios.
So at first I was like, it really kind of messed with me because I was like, wait, why is he doing something so like corny or whatever? And then you flip the script and you go, wait a minute. Like this guy is beloved now. And how cool is that a guy that was like out on the edges and the bad guy and people wrote him off and for cop killer, they wanted to hang him and all this stuff. And now he's such a part of like American fabric that like he's safe now. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I understand that. And look, when I see him doing that stuff, for me who used to buy his tapes, cassette tapes and all that kind of stuff, and just he means something to from back then, I have to understand that there's lots of people on this earth who wasn't around at that time, and he's allowed to first of all, he's allowed to get that fucking money. You know what I mean?
Totally.
He could do whatever the fuck he want. And at least he didn't use like one of his great songs to do Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah. Right.
He didn't, did like New Jack.
God.
Or, New Cheerios Hustler or whatever, Honey Nut, New Jack, Honey Cheerios or whatever.
On a mother effing bowl of Cheerios.
Yeah. Like, hey man, this fucking bowl of Cheerios, man.
Colors is like Cheerios.
Ice.
Cheerios.
Color.
Cheerios.
Yeah.
Cheerios.
Listen, Ice. These fucking Cheerios is real good, Ice.
Cheerios.
Yeah, I Cheerios. Honey Nut. Honey Nut.
All up in there.
What's another one?
Colors is a good movie though.
Colors is a great fucking. You know who directed that one?
De Palma?
No, of all people, Dennis fucking Hopper.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense.
Crazy. You would not put him with that.
But he's in it too, isn't it? Hopper and
no, it's Duvall.
Bobby Duvall.
It's Robert Duvall.
I love. Right, I love Bobby Duvall.
Yeah, but Colors is good.
Colors is great with Sean Penn and everything. Eager.
Well, Colors would be for his Lucky Charms commercial or tricks or whatever, like Colors.
Totally tricks with all those pebbles. Who's the girl in that movie though? Remember, she's hot. Oh, it's
Maria Conchita Alonso. No. Right? Yeah, Maria Conchita Alonso.
In her little.
She was the hot Latina in everything at that time.
And so was then what's her face on Rachel Takadin, who was in Total Recall.
Yeah.
Demure.
Sleazy, demure.
Demure.
She was in a fucking Conchita Alonso was in a fucking
Demure.
was in a Schwarzenegger joint though. She was in Hunting Man.
Right, and totally cool. Yeah, people I think no wonder King be so chill tonight. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
porra.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Okay.
colors,
And then
colors,
we can what? Go ahead. I was gonna say
purple
we could.
moons, blue, green clovers, purple horseshoes, colors.
So speaking of this, and then maybe we can get out of here. This would be one thing I would ask you. Speaking of De Niro, speaking of Bobby Duvall, speaking of Ice-T and all this stuff. These guys are like big stars, right? So
Yes.
and today, like when I saw Be Real, I hadn't seen him in a really long time, and it was just really great to see him. And it's funny because I definitely get excited to see people, but I'm still like a fan, too, of a lot of people.
Yeah.
So like I was legitimately excited. Like I said, I wasn't kidding. Like when I went to go see him play with Prophets of Rage, it was so freaking great.
Yeah.
So like, is there have you super fanned out on anybody ever? Like I've told the stories of how like when I was in high school, I was the biggest U2 fan, and I would go to the shows early and try to see them through sound check through the window, and like line up early, and like all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and lining up for hours to get the tickets back when everything used to have to buy
Yeah.
tickets in person for Ticketmaster, and like just that kind of stuff. Like
See, I never did all that extra shit like that, but there was like for instance, I remember getting those tickets to see Beastie Boys and Cypress Hill in like God, what was that, 92 or something like that,
okay,
91,
yeah,
92, and that shit was incredible, but I wasn't doing all that extra shit, you know what I mean? I wasn't
right,
like camping out and trying to get a look at the fucking tour bus or nothing like that. But I definitely freaked out about some people that I seen like in real life, like just seeing them, you know.
yeah.
Funny enough, I seen a lot of people at the urinal. I think I've talked about this before. Like I seen Bismarck at the Apollo, and it was just me and him, nobody else in the bathroom, and just me and him in the fucking urinal. I'm like, it's Bismarck, it's Bismarck. And this was
So
when
do
he
you say
was.
hi?
No, you never say hi to another man while he's taking a piss, Scott, are you?
Okay, that seems
But I
fair.
have years later. Speaking of which, I was so nervous to even approach because, like I said, I don't care if it's someone who is famous after you was already of age. You don't really give that much of a shit.
Hmm.
But if it's someone who was famous when you was a kid, it give you PTSD. Like you're
For
like,
sure.
I can't. So I seen, and I was gonna say something, and I was like, I don't want to bother him or whatever. And the girlfriend at the time, it was at Best Buy. She was like, ugh. And she's like, my boyfriend wanna, and then he was, and I was like, shucks, Bismarcky. And of course, Bismarcky was bummed out because this happens to me at like a jiu-jitsu thing. Like some hot chick come up and go, oh my God, Uncle
Hey,
Hanach. And I'm like, yeah, Uncle Hanach indeed
she's
for
like
her.
my boy.
And then she's like, my boyfriend loves you. And I'm like,
Right.
fuck your boyfriend. I hope he dies, God. Are you?
You can suck a
Um,
egg.
but
Yeah, I
yeah, I'm
get
sure
that.
he was feeling the same stuff. Like, oh God, are you this fucking guy? But he nevertheless he took a picture of me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. That would be who. Like that's the stuff like I fanboyed out on the most. Like, and I remember, like I remember going to when I used to, for folks who don't know, I used to kind of hang out with the singer from Living Color for a bit, and I remember,
Used to hang out, huh?
yeah, whatever, back in the day. But I remember going to the Grammys after party, and I remember we were walking around, and at one table, they like stopped to like chat for a bit, and I'm like, "That's Bruce Springsteen sitting next to Tony Bennett." And my brain kind of just started to
Yeah,
explode a little
they're
bit.
too
You know what I
big. You
mean?
can't go up to those
like,
ones.
it was too much. It was like,
I think that's the thing too. You know
come
what,
on,
Karyn Bryant?
like, come on,
I think that's the same dynamic as you know what. Not to
what do
bring
I
it
do with
back
that?
to this,
I was like,
but I am gonna bring it back to this. You know how I was saying you think it's funny that I would say a guy who knows who you are would be so intimidated? Okay, it's the same dynamic because for you're going like this. You see Tony Bennett, you see Bruce Springsteen. Oh, people probably been on their nuts all night long.
right,
They probably don't want to be bothered.
right,
What am I
right.
even gonna say that's gonna even whatever, whatever? But in reality, they probably would have been like, oh, that's very kind of you. And then might have thought about it later when they was washing dishes. Oh, that was a nice young lady and she made me feel good,
Right.
But we think, oh, we bothered that you put all this extra shit on it. But in
I
reality,
agree.
you know, yeah.
No, you're probably right. And I will say I do, and now like how I've said I'm going through a bunch of my old tapes. So I've seen a lot of my junket interviews and I have done that. Like I do notice that I sit down with people because I know other people who used to do those junkets would just kind of sit down and they'd have like their little notebook and like you'd sit down and you'd be the actor in the movie and I would just be looking at my cards and then they'd be like, and 3, 2, 1, and they'd be like, okay, Hanato, what did you think about making this movie? And they don't even really engage with the person or whatever.
And
But
they're
I
not
always
listening to what you say
they're
anyway.
not
Yeah.
listening. They're getting their pre. But I always engaged, and I always tried to find something to connect with before we even started rolling tape. You
You
know what I mean?
have
So
to.
so it's cool.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I see it and I see that it works, and I could see that I always found some way to chat with people, find something to loosen them up with, to bond with them over or whatever before
Yeah.
we got going. So that
That's
when
the
the interview
smartest.
actually started, it just felt like you already were in the middle of a
Yeah, you
conversation.
just already have a
Yeah.
rapport. I know. I used to feel so disheartened. It's creepy. The thing I used to hate about if I was ever when I used to do TV show and stuff like that, when people would interview me and they ask you a question and then you answer the question and you could tell that no one's home while you're speaking. And
Totally.
it's creepy because I can't get into the story I'm telling because I can tell they're not listening and they're just
Right.
thinking about what their next question is gonna be. And
Yep.
so like I can't even finish the story because I'm like I need you to be paying attention to what I
Be
fuck I'm
present.
saying. Yeah, it's crazy.
Totally.
It's creepy to
Totally.
have someone looking at you and and you know that they're not absorbing what you're saying.
Totally. Well,
And
and
they
I
ask
always
the fucking question. You're
right
like, well, don't
and
ask the fucking question. Yeah.
exactly. Don't ask the question if you're not going to listen to the answer.
Yeah.
Well, and I always thought too that these actors, and granted I'm not crying, a lot of us, and nobody's going to cry, this is the world's tiniest violin crying for a rich actor who, oh, poor you've got to sit there and answer questions all day at the press junket, but still in all it is a drag,
Yeah.
and to answer these same questions over and over and over and over and over to try to be engaging, and you want to get, if you're conscientious and if you do your job well, you want to give people good answers because they're running it for their news station. Just because
Yeah.
this person comes to the station in Omaha, they deserve just as good an interview as the one from Miami did. You know what I mean? So you're
Well,
only doing yourself a disservice too by not giving a good interview.
true. And another thing is though, sometimes there is only a couple answers to the fucking question, and you've
For
done it
sure.
100 times. And I think there's the
For sure.
tendency to feel like a phony if you say the same thing you said 100 times
Right.
to the same people. You're gonna go. They're gonna see that, even though no one's ever gonna see the other one probably anyway. But you
Yeah,
think
I
like
get that.
I'm gonna come off like a total phony because I like. It's a strange.
I
It's a
know. I
strange.
wouldn't like it.
It's
I don't.
artificial.
Yes, and I wouldn't like the idea of answering the same question over and over. So I will say, I think that when I used to do the junkets too, that I recognized the tedium in that, and I think I understood and like sympathized with like, I know you answered this a million times, and like, so I would
Yeah.
try to try to come up with it a little bit more creative way, or you literally say, I have to ask, you know what I mean,
At
and that
least
kind of
you
thing.
let them off the hook a little bit. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right, right, right.
I remember it blew me away when I first saw a comedian do the same shtick on another late night talk show, and I went like this. I didn't know, no, but I didn't know that. Of course, they're gonna, be doing that. But I remember, I thought I caught him. I go, "Mom, he did the same fucking thing on the other." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it's
this
called his
shtick.
act.
Yeah, and then you go, "Oh my God." Yeah, but like the way they weave it into like is part of the interview or whatever. And
Right.
I go, "Oh my God, he's telling the same story, the same exact punch." And then I was like, "Oh, that's part of the
Well,
game."
meanwhile, then you found out about the pre-interview that the producers even did the day before to get the interviews, to get the story, so that the interviewer
That's why it's hard to
doesn't
watch
even
that
have
shit
to
now because you know how
facilitate that stuff.
can. Yeah,
Well,
you know
right.
how canned that shit is. You're like,
Well, and
well,
that's why like, or maybe you don't, but for like when people always ask me like, "What's your dream job?" Like, my dream job is a late night TV talk show. Like, that's what the origin story for Festivities even is. Is that's
mm,
that's like the vibe that we do here is like what I would
yeah,
love to do on TV with an audience. I mean, how great would it be if we had a studio audience with us and stuff like that? Like, we would have such a good time. We would have so much fun. And I do think that's it, because I feel like a lot of these people that they put in these anchor chairs for talk shows are former actors, or maybe they were comedians. It's a different skill set. And I'm not saying they can't learn them, I'm not saying these guys can't learn how to be good interviewers, but you're pulling guys off of your sketch comedy show and letting them anchor late night TV talk shows, or you're letting Drew Barrymore anchor a talk show, or, a singer or some Nike stuff like Kelly. I got no problem with Kelly Clarkson, but get off my goddamn TV with a talk show. I'm a talk show host. I'm
I
not
understand.
trying to sing records like get off my GDTV. That's what I do. And I guarantee you I can do it better.
Agree.
So let me do what I do.
Karyn Bryant, if this make you feel better, I feel like if we did one, it would be like Jimmy Kimmel. I meet Jimmy Kimmel, and you like that Mexican security guard that he brings into the fold with stuff. I can't remember his name, but it's like we could do little bits, and I call over. I go, Karyn, what you think about that? And then they show you on camera, and the whole crowd go like this. Oh, what happened? I brought the house down with that one.
Dude, what was that? What just fell?
That was a ghost.
No, for real, that was weird. What was that?
That was the ghost of Sid Caesar telling you that you're never gonna get your own late night show.
Apparently, dude, no, for real. What was that? What just fell?
I don't know. God, what do you want from me? I'm doing shtick over here.
That was weird.
That was a showstopper.
Did anybody see anything fall behind me?
No, we saw you.
Guillermo is that guy's name.
Guillermo.
Shots fired.
Somebody just said, "Is Guillermo coming on?" I mean, sorry, not Guillermo. Is Jeff coming on? We gotta make a song. Hey, guys, I'm suck my pinky one. First of all, that's a great name. What was that?
It was probably my phone falling that did it.
But yeah, Jeff had an emergency. But I'm sure he's gonna do a makeup homework for this one. But he had an emergency.
We rescheduled next Tuesday, and he wrote that like literally minutes before the show. So
yeah, like
obviously came up
2-3 minutes. Yeah, and he's not that type. So we're not gonna blame him till we hear the story. But I don't think I think he's okay. I'm saying I don't think he was trying to be an asshole. Right. But unfortunately, we don't have Jeff. And this is one of those stuff that happens from time to time. You can't, things happen. They happen even in fucking everything. So sometimes somebody can't make it. They have an emergency.
Right. But
sometimes we can't even make it for her.
Right. But yeah, so we should, we can start to wrap it up here. But we did still cover the fights from last Saturday. So a lot of stuff from UFC 285. And we have a Cheaty's Choice looking ahead to Merab and Petr Yan. Just talking about different stuff, different music, different stuff. So what are you?
PU, Kara. No, I'm kidding.
So I'm going to finish watching Tenet. And then when does
don't get too fucking excited, by the way.
Yeah, like I said,
you got to see it play out.
At this point, I've already put in the commitment, right? I put in the time. I got 20
look,
minutes.
I watched it.
But when does Ted Lasso come back? Is that this week?
I've never seen one Lasso in my life.
So good.
No, I know. I've never heard. Everybody across the board told me. I just haven't. I don't think I have whatever it comes on. I need to order that or get that or whatever.
It's an Apple TV, I think.
I don't have Apple TV. There's a bunch of Apple TV shit that I want to see. I just haven't.
You're always giving me grief for not
because for Heel I have every fucking thing,
but you don't
known to man except for two stuffs, and I'm like, am I really gonna do another fucking one of these things?
Is Hulu good? See, I don't have Hulu. I have Apple TV.
I have the Hulu. I have Hulu. I got Disney fucking Plus. I got fucking HBO Max. I got this. I got that. I got Netflix.
Disney? You watching The Mandalorian?
No, I was watching. It came with something, and then now it's charging me, and now I haven't even. I'll let you turn it off.
Give me your login then, because the kiddo likes.
Never mind your login. My login. What you did for me lately, Pohan? Hey, listen. I'm kidding. You could have my log. You want my log in? Wait, what the fuck I was talking about? The Mandalorian?
You got distracted by thinking about put your login.
Wait, what the fuck was I talking about?
Oh my god!
Oh, I even have brown sugar. I even have the black streaming channel. I'm having brown sugar.
Oh, that's right. You got the thing or whatever. Jay Crockett saying Paramount Plus dropped their price. That's good.
So what? Gotta drop it to 0 because I have brown sugar. You expect me to give up brown effing sugar? for where Paramount Plus, your fucking Apple TV, Tui. You know all the black classics that I get, all the Afrocentric classics I have.
I would imagine you're watching Coffee every night.
I mean, watch Coffee. I mean, watch what you call the Foxy Brown. I mean, watch Slaughter. Slaughter's big hip hop.
I'm gonna get
Chuck
you
Turner.
sucker.
I'm gonna get you sucker is on there. You have a
The
Hollywood Shuffle. You have the Mac. You have it, everything Hitman. You have
right.
what the fuck don't you have on there?
Rumble in the Bronx.
No, there's no Humble in the Bronx. That's Chinese TV.
Yeah.
That's Chinese Gung Fu.
Yeah.
And they didn't even film that in the fucking Bronx. They filmed that in like Charanch.
Probably, yeah.
I can tell it's not the Bronx.
Right.
There's no Bronx that I ever seen. They filmed that in for Quebec, Quebecois.
Quebecois.
Yeah.
Okay, so Renato, where can everybody find you on the social medias?
Renato_Laranja.
Nice. And what do you have coming up? Yeah, me too. I have another couple weeks off. I'm not on till San Antonio. So that Cheeto fight, which is going to be awesome, by the way.
Oh God, I can't wait for that one. But in terms of what's coming up, don't worry. I always keep the people abreast. I keep the people abreast on my Instagram.
On the socials, right? So over on Twitter, and if you're here on YouTube, it's Karyn Bryant, Karyn. Bryant as in Kobe, no relation, but may he rest in peace. So hit that subscribe button, and check out some stuff. So Renato and I do this every Tuesday night live. Usually we have guests, like we said last. It was a last minute thing from Jeff, but usually we have guests. This was episode 73. Got a ton of guests, and in fact, Jeff was on with us before at episode 47. So you could go back and check that one out. He gives that whole story about when he almost died from the sepsis, from all that stuff. So if you guys have never heard that story, you should go back and check it out.
And we talk about the origin of his fucked up looking hairdo, Karyn.
Right. And the hands with a Z, hands of steel. I think we get into that.
He was a great guest.
He was great.
I was looking forward to that, but listen, we're gonna give him a break here. For fuck's sake, also he had a tough fight. Who knows what could be going on with this guy?
For sure. We don't know, right? Exactly.
I mean, not that I was doing this with a dislocated jaw, but
not like I was, yeah. But yeah. So anyway, you can also find the show as an audio download, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Amazon Music, and Spotify. But yeah, episode 73. So check us out, subscribe, tell your friends. That's the thing about the show. We love our intimate community, but the more people that get the word out, the more fun we'll have. So,
hey, what time is it? PTSD time right now.
9:35 or so.
Caralho. That's gonna limit my options to where I can go eat. I probably not gonna be able to eat tonight.
Sorry.
Thanks. No, not sorry. That was for one of our people out there who I can't go on the phone and tell them, but I'm telling them to the magic of television here.
Okay, code word.
I'm not gonna be able to. I think you should go probably eat. You should probably
before she comes over
behind. Never mind.
Okay, go, honey. Go eat before you come over. Renato will serve you, but he's not going to serve you.
Keep you up for dessert. I serve you.
Appetite for destruction.
Appetite for brajol. Appetite for a chocolate eclair. Anyway. Okay.
Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll be back next week with a guest. I hope. Hanach. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. Regardless. Like I was talking about that before. Regardless. Yeah. So, hold on, I just got a message, but it was a friend. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us, and we really do appreciate all you guys. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the comments. Everybody, be cool out there. Just stay nice. Be cool to everybody. Don't be jerks, right?
Yeah, be nice to people, caralho.
It's just a lot easier to be nice. Like it's just being a jerk is a lot more work. Being a jerk is more work. That's like my
and pick up after your dog shit, caralho. I seen too many in my neighborhood. What kind of people is this who leave a dog shit on the lawns and stuff? You filthy animal. Pick up that stuff, even if nobody's looking, caralho. Otherwise, I gotta pick up that one.
That's right. That's right.
Knock it
And
off.
if you're a lady, don't get picked up by Renato.
That's not. They're gonna. Oh, fine. They're gonna pick me up anyway. So of course, how can they? I can pick them up while they're picking me up. So yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
A mooch point.
Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah,
and
jealous.
Yeah, we'll see.
She's jealous from me, Carayo. Look at that one.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
I would win in that contest. We're not even going there. I'll see you.
Well, wait till you see my cheeks for her. There's something you're not gonna believe. That one just jump out at you. Okay, ciao, everybody.
Bye.
You're ungrateful, Creole witch.
Oh God. See you later, Hanach. See you later.